What is up, Friday Nighters? Welcome to the 100th episode of Just Another Friday Night. Oh, I need a beer.
Oh, shit. Yes, that's right, guys. We made it to episode 100.
Man, all the way from
100.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me in this? Probably not, right? I mean, we don't want to bury the lead with what we're going to be talking about today, but I guess here we are,
It's
right?
kind of obvious.
Hey, I'm not gonna be a Mandalorian anymore, right?
Damn, nope,
damn it!
Nope. You're gonna have to go to the springs.
Have to go to the springs. Okay, well, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
This is the way.
This is the way. All right, guys. Well, welcome to episode 100. There's no way I was gonna wear that the entire time. I was incredibly sweaty in there. So, but we were about to toast to episode 100. There we go. Double A, here's to you, sir. And all of you. Double A got me hooked on his new shtick here, the Modelo.
Thanks to
Chileta,
Ruben.
Lime Iso, yes. Ruben Ortega, friend of the podcast and Friday Nighter. We love having him there, man. Yeah, man, 100. Fuck. It's crazy, right?
100, man. When we started this almost 2 years ago already, I mean, we didn't know how far this thing was going to go, but we're like, let's just keep pushing. Let's just keep doing it until, we decide not to.
Yeah. Or we were like, if one of us just gets tired of it or bored with it, or, we started it because of the pandemic and, in a way.
Really even that. It was just something that me and CM really wanted to do. I mean, we were both really, really in bad shape 2 years ago.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, we were both frustrated with a lot of the shit that was going on in our work lives, so.
Yeah.
And so we're like, you know what, let's just do this. Let's just get together, one day of the week and, have some beers and kind of forget about the fucking work week and our, other problems, and let's just enjoy. Let's just get together, let's talk about the shit that we like. And we find an audience, badass. If we don't, we're going to keep doing it. I remember he was like, even if we don't get, even if we have one fan, we'll still do it. If we don't have anyone, we'll still do it. That's what, 2 years ago, we started this and we've met and worked with and created with so many fucking people that we, didn't know 2 years prior.
Man.
So
absolutely. So many new friends that we're really excited and proud of that are super creative. They can so talented, do way more stuff than I know I could ever do. One of them in the house right now, Chris Rizzo. Here, Rizzo says, "Wow, congrats, dudes!" Or "Woo, congrats, dudes!" Riz, thank you so much for being here, man. If you guys know, Chris Rizzo created a amazing shirt for us. The Alamo City shirt looks just like the Sin City cover where we get our name from. We have told the story before. Like Double A said, why we kind of started the show, and part of it came from a conversation we had with the great Mario Delgado at his shop, and in the wake of his mother passing, and just seeing how much we've always known him and looked up to him as a friend and as a professional in the business world of comics. And we were like, man, we need to find what is our creative thing, what is our like niche or whatever,
outlet, something.
Yeah, and we think this was it. Kara says, "Charlie, you never look better." I don't disagree with you, Kara, because that helmet is fucking
That
sweet.
helmet will make anyone look better.
Yeah. Rizzo says, "Am I on the right one this time?" Yes, Rizzo, you are. We can see your name and your lovely photo. Again, I want to apologize, Rizzo. Last week I wasn't sure if it was your daughter or your wife, but it's your daughter, Aubrey. Happy birthday to her. We hope she had a great one. It looked like she did. He says, "But you sound just like Din Djarin." That's what I was going for. Jason in the house says, "What's up, bros?"
What's up,
Jason, I did not forget the beer, my friend, as you always remind me. I hope you're having a big, tall, big red alongside with the Red Hulk. Man, because we appreciate all your support all these episodes later. Jason, I know you went from being a fan of Mario and his shop to watching our show with us almost every Friday, sometimes on the different days, and yeah, man, we really appreciate that, man. And you've always kept me on my toes for sure when we're not there, reminded me to bring the beer and then showing up, so greatly appreciated, man. And it wouldn't be possible, right, Double A, without the Friday Night Faithful. No, you guys, you are the Friday Nighters. You are the Friday Night Faithful. Without you guys, we wouldn't have this show. We wouldn't, maybe not be doing this show. We have a comment here from Facebook user. Again, if you're joining us via our group, the Friday Night Faithful. Was that? Oh, it's mom is here. Maria, mom, thank you so much for your Bitmoji. Double A is checking on his phone to get the comments that come in with like
Yeah,
that. If you're
yeah.
joining us from the group, that's okay. You know what I mean? We appreciate you here, mom. It's been a long time since you joined us, but early on you were on every Friday night with us live, so I appreciate that, mom, the support. Foxy Roxy in the house. She says, congratulations on your
Roxanne,
100th
thank you,
episode.
thank you.
I appreciate that greatly as well, guys. Thank you so much. Uh yeah, double A. So man, it's been some ups and downs. Obviously, I think our very second episode is called like Attack of the Corona because we were we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
we
that was
were
our second
yeah, we
episode.
were in the midst of the pandemic. It was like
Who
March
with no
2020, and
vaccines?
yeah,
No
no
vaccines,
nothing.
and
Yeah,
we're really living week by week just to see. All right, let's see if we can keep going
I
and
think we
not
were
get
like,
sick.
you were going to work.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it was.
was. Yeah, I was considered essential. The word of
Yeah,
the year for 2020.
I was at home. Yeah, I was at home, and I think we were really only seeing each other. That was kind of like our only like
Mm-hmm.
outlet Friday night. You know what I mean? Corey in the house says, "Congratulations!" And without spoiling, how'd y'all like the ending of Book of Boba Fett?
We're gonna
We are
talk
going to
about
talk all about Book of
it
Boba
right
Fett
there.
tonight.
You see it scrolling.
Scrolling at the bottom there, Corey. We certainly want to get into that. We're saving it for a little bit here because we want to talk. We got our buddy here in the back, Grogu, and we want to talk a little bit about some other things that happened in the world of pop culture this week, but as well as appreciating these kudos people are posting. Roxanne also says, "Happy Valentine's Day weekend. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Rox, to you, and and John, and your Valentine, and happy Valentine's Day to my girlfriend, longtime girlfriend, 9 years, Jessica, co-created our logo. Happy Valentine's Day to you, hun. I'll see you in a little bit. So yeah, let me see here what I got going on. Double A, what else happened in the world of pop culture this week? We posted a couple things in our Facebook group, the Friday Night Faithful.
So one of them that you're excited about, I'm sure a lot of other people are excited about, was the Futurama coming back.
Absolutely, man. 20 episodes.
Yeah, that's always been kind of like a hit, a cult classic.
Yeah,
for a lot
man.
of people.
One of my major loves is Futurama. I'm a huge proponent for it, a huge fan of it. I love The Simpsons, and I love Futurama. Maybe right up there alongside it easily. So to hear that 20 new episodes are going to come out on Hulu, super exciting. I did read that they hadn't locked down all the voices yet, which is kind of like you got to get. One of the main ones they hadn't got yet was Bender. And I'm like, oh man, you got to get Bender. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely, as you said, though, like an essential worker. So, it's I can't wait. I mean, I'll be watching on your Hulu. Sorry.
No.
But
and then you kind of gave us a trailer for Jurassic Dominion.
Yeah, Jurassic World Dominion.
Jurassic
I think it's
World Dominion, which this time it's like it's like everybody. This is like the No Way Home for Jurassic Park franchise. Mm-hmm. They got Alan Grant, Sam Neill back. They got Laura Dern back. They got Jeff Goldblum, Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard. So now it's kind of like the No Way Home.
The world's mixing, right?
Jurassic World. So.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It looked neat. It looks kind of like maybe they've been living with the dinosaurs for a while.
I don't know how, but yeah.
And like the cold too, like they're in the winter, and I was like, did these? I guess if they're kind of reptilian, I guess. But
I mean, it looks like you can't even fly the plane because you're gonna get attacked, and I don't know how you can do any shipping work because there's a big fucking alligator in the ocean.
I would imagine the world where a world where there's dinosaurs running is a post-apocalyptic world. I'm like, how are we managing? And they're out there, they're breeding.
There's T-Rexes, there's raptors that are meat eaters. It's kind of like, oh fuck.
It sounds fucking terrifying. Definitely, I would say maybe more terrifying than like Planet of the Apes, like that future. I'm like, at least those apes are sentient, for the most part, and well, in the old movies and the new ones, they communicate their own. But
until they get there.
Either way, it sounds fucking horrible to me. I don't want the raptor. I saw this great thing, Double A. It's supposed to be for a kid's room, but I'm like, why the fuck would you? That's terrifying. And it's like one of those. It's like 3 pieces. You hang it up, and it's like the 2 raptor hands and the raptor head coming through the wall. And I'm like, but it looks neat because it looks like it's coming out of your wall. But I'm like, if I walk by that every day, I would fucking piss myself seeing that. So I'm like, no, thank you.
With it being Valentine's Day weekend, of course, it's also Super Bowl Sunday. Big game finally hitting up. Man, we are super pumped up.
Yeah, we got asked a little bit last week about our picks. We decided to have them hang out here in the back. I think we agree on this, right? who we're
Yes.
picking.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
There you go, right there, and it's on a can of Bud Light. Double A has a very nice collection of these or whatever. So
Yeah, it was when it went on sale for
there you
Bud
go.
Light.
He's taking a nap. Yeah. Well, how much was that? Was it?
It was like $30 or something.
So it's like like a little bit, like a little less than $1 a team, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it was kind of like, oh shit, but it was cool, and I got a lot of cans. I gave out a lot of them, you know.
Yeah, Double A gave me the Patriots one I have, and then he in light of Tom's decision when he made it, he gave me the Buccaneers one as well. So what about that news? That happened, right? Double A,
Yeah.
the greatest probably to ever do it is walking away.
Yeah, which is weird because it was breaking news. Then he said no, but then he said it the next day.
Yeah, he was like, wait, which I mean, anyone that believed it, if it's not coming from him, the guy is pretty active on social media, whatever. He also just kind of released his own brand, that Brady brand.
That's right.
So it's like, I guess it's like athletic gear and things like that. I looked at the prices; they were out of my price range. So, here we go, and here's a gentleman we all know and love from the last scene on episode 75, 25 episodes ago. Boy Ayala in the house, who says, of course, "Hello, ladies. What's up, boy?" And he also says, "I'm finally here. We appreciate you being here, brother. It's about damn time." Rizzo also says, "Who dey?" Yeah, that's the other
Roxanne
one.
says, "How did the prehistoric alligator get in the ocean? That didn't make sense."
I thought they were freshwater
hybrid.
Freshwater
Remember
animals.
that fucking doctor's just like playing Dr. Moreau and just like hybriding, and all these fucking dinosaurs.
That guy's back too, right? They keep showing him. He kind of became a villain.
I'm like, how the fuck is he still alive? This is the guy that keeps like mixing dinosaur DNAs. He's the one that obviously didn't know that a frog can turn itself into a female.
Yeah.
You know, when they injected it in the first movie, I was like, man,
this guy goes from being like your nice scientist to this like the prime villain of the Jurassic Park world, you know.
Fucking stupid.
Corey also says, if you play Jurassic World, a live game, looks like they're going to bring in some hybrid dinos you can make in that game. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I know that game was pretty popular, kind of like one of the real world games where you're
geneticist.
Pointing the camera, right? Yeah, that's as close as I'll ever get to being a geneticist. Boy, you're here. Let's get your pick for Super Bowl Sunday. The other big sports guy, for sure, from our greatest NBA players episode 75, him, and of course Jack Daney, Gentleman Jack, who did a couple episodes here, also with Double A, and was on one of our 80s cartoon episodes. That's for sure.
That's right.
Riz also says,
I like Joe Burrow since the season he won back at LSU.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. And he also says, I can try to make you some bootleg stuff, CM. Let's not keep that on the down low. Riz, I sent you a little hot link there in your messenger. Check it out. Let me know if that works for you. Also, he says,
that's who that was. I didn't recognize.
Yeah, they made him kind of with longer hair, but it's like that guy's been like, I was like, oh, they brought that guy back to be a bad guy. Boy also says, happy 100th anniversary, guys. Thank you so much. Boy, we appreciate it. 100 episodes, man. I knew we would get here. We never took a week off really till 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like we always did even a 30-minute episode, a one-off. Double A had guests, I had guests, you know what I mean? We did some different stuff, you know what I mean? Because, life is happening, and you try to say, hey, we're going to do this every Friday night, but it doesn't work that way. I know Jerry D from Totally Red Christmas barely hit his 100th a couple episodes back.
Oh, nice.
So we wished Tim a happy 100 when we did our Robotech episode. I think after the fact we wished it to him when he came on He-Man with us. But pretty cool. It's always monumental when you get to that, and you feel like you're really vested in there. Boy also says, I'm going with the Bengals. I told you guys last year that Burrow and
Herbert from the Chargers were the real deal, so not surprised that Burrow is in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I got to say, the guy looks like he's going to be an up-and-coming young guy.
I hope so. I really do, because I know there's some guys that pop and then go away. Like, man, Russell Wilson, it looked like, I'm not saying Russell Wilson is still great, and if the Cowboys would get him, I'd be like, sure. Oh shit, like holy fuck. But it seemed like those early years he went to like 2 Super Bowls, and then kind of like you haven't really heard from him. But I know it's not his fault. The Seattle Seahawks, for whatever reason, just blew up that whole team.
Yeah,
and never really got anyone.
Got rid of Jimmy Graham. Got rid of Sherman.
Everybody.
I was like, what are you doing?
And so I was kind of like, oh damn. So they never really built anyone around Russell.
Yeah, that was like a pretty tight little squad they had. I mean, like you felt like they could have gone again.
But you never really heard from him again. It's kind of like when Marino went to the Super Bowl his second year. You're probably thinking, oh man, he's going to get back there, and never went back again.
It was tough. could thank Jim Kelly for a lot of
He
those.
can
too.
shit 4 years in a row for him.
Yep.
Going to
Yep.
the Super Bowl.
I started to watch the doc on Disney.
That's good.
Is it
You
good?
need to finish it.
Okay.
That's a really
Well,
good doc.
I was really invested in the beginning, and I was like, I
It
gotta
was
finish
because,
this. But
man,
I was like,
so many memories watching that team. You forget how fucking
Good
that
they
team.
were.
I mean, from the coaches to Jim Kelly to Thurman Thomas to Andre Reed, to the deep Bruce Smith. Man, Bruce Smith was a fucking monster.
Oh, yeah.
On defense.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Golly, that classic blue, the classic red. I mean,
Yeah.
what a fucking team that was.
It looked really rad, man. And they look like, your classic old school football guys.
Yep.
Not the football that people say now it's soft football. I was like, that shit did not look like that. It looked pretty rough.
No huddle offense.
Oh, yeah. Man, that was fast. Man,
man.
I was like, holy shit, this is really good. I got like not that far back. I was like, I gotta finish this. It's so good.
At one time, that was his guy, his quarterback, the first number 12 for CM here.
Yep.
So, man,
I always tell people the second greatest quarterback of all time.
And I still don't really know a Buffalo Bill fan, so I was like, wow. I mean,
to this day, if I play you in NES on Super Tecmo Bowl on the NES, I will pick the Bills.
And then, man,
I promise.
in that years too?
Yeah,
shit.
I promise. I'll get some TDs on your ass for sure. You can even get Bo Jackson. I'll let you have Bo Jackson because Thurman Thomas is still the shit on that game.
Thurman Thomas was the fucking shit, man. Man, I remember it was always like him, Emmett, and Barry Sanders always going for that fucking rushing title.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
absolutely. Corey says, y'all got to remember, LA picked up Miller from the Broncos.
Oh, Von Miller.
Yeah, Von Miller. Oh, Von Miller. Yeah, though he came not in his prime. And it goes, no stranger. Yeah, no, absolutely.
No, with him and I forget who the other guy, Donald.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking bad defense. That's a badass defense that the Rams have. So.
And Stafford, the pickup of Stafford too. That we obviously they built something in there.
First year in the Rams, and he takes them to the Super Bowl.
And what's his name? We talked about last week. The receiver, Cooper.
Oh, Cooper. Man, oh man,
that guy's no slouch, man. Their defense better be really ready. I have high expectations for. I'm hoping for a Chiefs Bills style game. Because I'll watch that shit all day.
Oh, man, I hope so.
That was great.
Boy says he watched the All Madden, Dr. John Madden one. Did you see that one?
I haven't seen it
That's
yet.
a good one, too.
Where's that one streaming?
That one's on Peacock.
Peacock, okay. I was surprised that Bills one came out on Disney, right? Like
I know, but they're bringing out more ESPN 30 for 30.
That's great. I love the 30 for 30s. We all say that they're all good.
They're great. They're great. Boy says Bills were definitely the team of the AFC back in the day.
No doubt.
He goes, but people forget that the Bengals were big in the 80s, too. I think the Bengals went twice.
The Boomer years, right? Boomer Esiason, yeah, for
Chris
sure.
Collinsworth played in one of them, and then Boomer played in the other.
And the Niners stopped them from one. I know that, right? Two of them, yeah. So that's tough. And now, look, this is really cool. We got a special guest in the house, so let's bring him in to say hello.
What's up, guys?
What is up, my guy?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Doing good, brother.
Congratulations.
How you doing? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. We appreciate you. Sorry, I hope you don't sound low. If anybody out there can tell us if Chris sounds low, that might be because of us. Because your voice comes out the speaker in our on our laptop.
Check one to Albuquerque.
What's up?
I'm just testing the mic.
Oh yeah, exactly. I know, right? See, how you doing, brother?
Doing cool, man. I'm just drawing a little bit and watching you guys and just hanging.
We appreciate it, man. The last couple of Fridays you've been busy. You're always out to dinner and out doing stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. My daughter's birthday. I mean, it was basically like a whole week, just doing stuff with her. And I don't know. She's been really fun. Really fun.
Great, man. Great. Hey, and congrats on your first episode with Joe and Lucky. You did great, man. You guys talking Cobra Kai. We barely got to do ours last week.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was like, when I was watching, I was like trying to chime in with like stuff that I didn't really get to mention, So I was like, it was pretty cool to kind of revisit that watching your guys' show.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it. Man, you guys are pretty Johnny Lawrence heavy. You are pretty Eagle Fang over there, man. We didn't like the LaRusso hate. We weren't feeling that.
Yeah, well, definitely. Growing up, you didn't really realize, a lot of the stuff that was going on. But when you kind of got his backstory, you just kind of want to root for the guy too,
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely. I definitely like when Johnny has these moments of like, I guess, kind of that little boy lost, you know what I mean? That we know that he was, but sometimes, like we talked about in our episode, his training montage, he just decides to like kick some guy's beach ball, smash another guy's scooter. I'm like, Why are you just being an asshole?
Right.
I want to root for you and you and Miguel's mom, and like, realize that you've changed somewhat. Obviously the the him and Robbie relationship. I want to see like fruit come out of that, because dude, that speech Robbie gave him at the end, man, it was just so heartfelt. Where he's just like, I'm tired of hating you. I was like, or blaming you. I was like, damn, man, that
Right.
shit was deep. That shit
And
was
then
deep.
right after that, he's like, "Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to Mexico. Go look for Miguel." So like, you stay here, or like, what's gonna happen with that?
Well, Riz, this is your very first time on our show, man. So we want to say welcome, and we've tried to get you before. We knew you had to get with Lucky first, because y'all go way back, and we love that the little community we all have. If you guys don't
Yeah.
know, Chris Rizzo is an amazing artist. He created our awesome shirt, the Alamo City shirt. Where you've got the silhouette of me or Double A. You can get either one of those right now at threeleggedrabbit.com.
Right.
Go pick one up. You can get either the Double A or the me version, or do the smart thing and buy both, so you can have
Get both.
one for Saturday, one for Sunday. But Riz, plug your group, man. The amazing, incredible comics and more, dude. You just hit an anniversary, 6 years, is that right?
Yeah, 6 years is crazy. I did it at a time where I was kind of in between jobs and didn't really know what path I wanted to take. And it just kind of happened to be like, hey, I was in this comic book group. It was really big. It was really hard for people to buy stuff, people to sell stuff. People were getting yelled at for like being new at it and stuff. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is kind of lame, like everybody's trying to, just share their comics and stuff. And I figured, hey, maybe I'll make my own group, And I made some friends through that other group and just kind of built it from there. And right away, we hit like 1,000 people, like in like a couple months. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And that's when I kind of realized, hey, I kind of need to tone it down a little bit, vet better, and stuff like that. So we're like a solid 800, and I kind of like it like that.
Yeah.
I pretty much know everybody in the group,
That's awesome.
and they're all solid, like good-hearted people,
Yeah.
and that's, we all pretty much know each other, message each other, we've created something cool.
No, you certainly have, man. And we both have been in your group. We both have checked out your auctions when you guys are doing the claim sales. So much fun, guys. If you guys are ever looking for like comic books, sometimes there's toys, pops, things like that. I highly suggest getting yourself into this group. Find a way to get in, get someone to invite you, get one of us to invite you. And Chris, I add you to the group. You could check out all the cool stuff they're doing in there. Like I said, Chris doing art. You just did that great piece of digital art. Was it not digital art, but you did it digitally, but it's on a canvas of the Blink 182.
Tom DeLonge, yeah.
Tom DeLonge, yeah, man. It's just like him shredding.
That's
It's
right.
such
Yeah.
an awesome piece, man. So you
Appreciate
can
it.
pick up all kinds of stuff like that in your group. Like you said, it's Invincible Comics and more. The and
Exactly.
more part. So
Yeah, that was the crazy thing. Like with these other groups, they were just like comics only. You put some toys up there, they're like, no, they take it down. And I'm like, what the
yeah,
heck? Like, what's the big deal? Like, so I'm like, hey, pop culture, everything, dude. Like, if it, relates to pop culture, go for it. Just don't be a jerk and like not
right.
send people their stuff, and like
Oh, I know.
just make it clear, make your pictures good so people know what they're getting, and if you have questions, ask them, answer them, whatever, just
Yeah.
be cool about it.
That's how like we initially met, man. And we met like one of my first times like outside my job, and you brought me some stuff that I bought from you, and I was like this is really cool. Like I did, and I felt like weird because I was like I never bought anything like this before, like where you got to meet up with someone and all that, and it's like you're coming to
Right.
my work, and I'm like, and then Chris is like also a giant, and I'm like a small guy, so I was like he might just kill me, who knows. But dude, you were so nice and so friendly, and you were like, I have my kid in the car, man. I can't stay. And I was like, oh, that's cool, dude. Like, go. So it was a great first meeting. And then you came out for my birthday. That was really, really rad of you. And you sent me
A lot of
something
fun.
really cool in the mail. The great poster we have of the Alamo City again, the shirt, but in poster form, man, which I adore, man. It's so cool. Like right where our name comes from, just another Saturday night, the Sin City comic, to to your art, man, which is amazing, dude. So what's coming up next for you, Chris? What do you got coming up?
Well, right now I'm actually working on another shirt for you guys.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
okay, okay.
And also, it's also going to be for not now watch this.
Oh, now
So
watch this. No,
it's gonna be like a community shirt, like podcasters kind of
I
shirt.
love it, man. I
Nice,
can't wait to see. I know you showed
nice.
me a little tiny preview, and I was like, "What is this?" But I don't think Double A knew about any of
No,
this, so this is
no, this is
breaking
breaking
news.
news
No,
for me. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mentioned it a little bit. I think on the now watch this with Lucky and Joe. Um, but yeah, I just kind of teased it a little bit. Just said, hey, I'm working on something for you guys. So
nice.
yeah, man.
um,
We can't wait.
yeah, because I met you guys. Well, I didn't meet you guys yet, but what I mean is I found out about your show through Lucky. Um, you guys were going to be doing that Toys for Tots, and I was like, yeah, me
Right.
too. So y'all had shown up there, and then I think I probably went in after you guys. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
yeah. That was that
so that
one,
was
like
pretty cool.
I think like a
Over at
Atomic.
Atomic, yeah.
Atomic, yeah,
Like 2 years ago, that was like the rainy day, and I was like,
Yeah, it was
Double A
really.
couldn't make it, and I was there, and I hung out with like Luck and Hobby for like 3 hours.
yeah.
And like I remember, like they were like it's super weirded out because my girlfriend took a nap in her truck or whatever. They were like, "Your girlfriend's out there." I was like, we talked about it," and she's like, "I'm just
She's
taking a nap." I'm like,
fine. She's
yeah,
fine.
she she starts taking a nap, and then that's it. She's napping. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. Well, we can't thank you enough, Riz, for the shirt designs, man. The work you're doing now. You briefly teased on Now Watch This, which in many ways Now Watch This is kind of like mine and Double A's like a child because Joe always says how they were born out of them hooking up Lucky and Joe.
Yeah, they did hook up on
Yeah, yeah.
that casting couch, that leather couch.
I'll
I
bet, man. I'll
I seen
bet.
it.
Luck had you in the love nest, huh? But those are great
I
guys,
was like,
man.
you better Lysol this before.
It's not COVID you got to worry about. They got a whole nother world of stuff going on there.
Yeah,
But yeah, man,
Scotch guard or
it's a great,
something.
like I said, great community that we've all got going, dude. And I look forward to more stuff. And again, like I said, the thing you briefly teased, which we have not said anything about on this show, is that Riz wants to work on a comic book, and he is a great artist, but he wants someone to maybe pen a little bit of the words for the characters to say. And we've
A
talked
lot of
about
the
that.
words.
Yeah, he and I. Yeah. We've talked about that. So I'm hopefully going to get to doing that. I've never done anything like that, but I would love to do that. My dream is to see my name in a comic book, so I can't wait.
That first page you sent me though was fantastic. So I
Thank
think
you.
it's exactly what I was looking for, and definitely got my creative juices going too. So
Yeah. And I've been feeling the itch, the writing itch, like the last like few days. It takes, and I know we talked about this art wise, but it takes that way for
yeah,
art as well, for writing as well. And I've had it, so I need to sit down and do something with it.
and I'm trying to learn how to draw now. So
There you go,
I
the
need to learn how
Marvel
to
way.
Yeah,
draw
yeah.
the
Really,
right
the
way.
only good way to draw is the Marvel way.
Well, there's another good way to draw. This guy here, Shelby
Oh yeah,
Robertson. I've
yeah.
been
Shout out
posting a lot about him. He's
94,
got
right?
94. This Ragetality War is a new book that's coming out. If you guys go to Indiegogo, you can see his campaign, and he's close to hitting 500 backers, and that's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
Like now,
Awesome.
that's like the new goal. Before it was like 150, I think.
So
Yeah,
just hitting those marks.
everything has been unlocked as far as the freebie stuff. So just go in and buy a book and you get all those freebies. Like it's amazing what he's doing for this campaign. He actually didn't expect the response that he's getting. So this is probably the only chance you're going to get all this stuff in one campaign, with one book, because he definitely front loaded it a lot, and he's gotten a lot of support and stuff. And I'd like to see him get even more. So that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
man, I want to go out there and pick up a copy. Some of the art's really great. It's really reminiscent to me of the old Image stuff, like when
yeah.
Image first came out.
Okay.
That's where he started. He worked for
Really?
Image, yeah,
Oh,
and
shit.
and back in '94, I think.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that's what
Hence
this book's.
94.
Yeah, it's kind of like his love letter to '90s comics.
Wow. Okay.
Oh man, I love that.
It's got the classic hot chicks. It's got the big muscular guys. A lot of the
Yeah.
humor and kind of joking on themselves kind of thing going on in the dialogue, and it's a lot of fun. And I've been a big fan of his for a few years now.
I love it, man. Big guns, big pecs, big boobs. I'm there for it. You know what I mean? Hey, Riz, well, we appreciate you coming out, man, to say hi and
Yeah,
say
thanks,
hello. The
Rich.
well wishes, dude. It really means a lot to us. We can now say we've had you on our show, just like Now Watch This. They were holding that over us, lording it over us, how much better they were than us. So now we're even now.
Well, I've been trying, like, my goal for this year is to kind of be more out there, be more available, and I've been kind of like a Jack Kirby, kind of just sitting in the background, just doing work.
That's cool.
But nobody's gonna find out about what we're doing and stuff like that unless we get out there. So I'm
Don't
definitely
worry, I'll
doing that
drag you
now.
out there when we get it
Yeah.
done. I'll drag you out there.
I set up a StreamYard. So that's gonna get approved in a couple days, I think. So I'm gonna start doing some live stuff on my channel.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. I'll get some people on there too. Just probably like just chatting while I draw, maybe. I don't
That's
know.
cool, man.
But I'm also considering branching out into other platforms to do like auction stuff.
Okay.
But right now my main focus has just been on drawing. I really enjoy doing that, and I want to stay, motivated and on top of creating stuff. So maybe the auctions are going to take a little bit more of a back burner. I don't know.
Hey.
I do have a ton of stuff to get rid of, and so I'm probably going to have like crazy good sales pretty soon. I'm thinking
Sweet.
about just doing more of those mystery box kind of things, real cheap, and so be on the lookout for that in my group.
Absolutely, man. Don't forget, guys, Invincible Comics and More. Go out there, give them a join, right? I guess you hit join, right?
Yeah, pretty much doing referrals only right now. So just
Okay.
say who sent you, and we'll go from there. And I'm gonna be putting this guy up pretty
Love
soon.
it.
If you guys like the Invincible show, I did like a little mock up of that
Yeah.
on the hat with my group, and then I got other designs that I'm bringing back. Like the Cap and Thanos from Infinity
Yes.
Gauntlet.
Great scene.
I'm bringing
Great
that
comic book
back.
scene.
I've got a lot of stuff that I've been working on.
Yeah, man. I know Scary Terry from Rick and Morty, one of your faves, man.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite ones too. That Hulk 340.
Absolutely.
The
Classic.
Morty and the blades.
Classic, brother. Hey, man. Well, keep us posted on all that good stuff, and we got to get you here in the studio on an episode where we can talk just kind of about more about you, more about how you got started, and then probably a subject too, something that we can just chop up.
Awesome, man. I would really love that and look forward to it.
All right, Riz. We'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, later.
Peace.
Bye.
That was the amazing Chris Rizzo, guys, from Invincible Comics and More. Go check out his group. We got some comments in AA, right? What did we miss? I got to scroll up, I think. Here, hold on a second.
Right there. Joe in the house saying, "What's up, boys?" And then he corrects you and says, "Invincible."
Invincible. That's what I said. Did I say invisible? What did I say? I don't know.
And then Amy in the house, guest host, pretty much our third person here.
Mhm.
We did have one. She goes, "What is up, Friday Nighters? I missed y'all, and I'm sure they missed y'all too.
We missed you
your
too,
pretty
sis.
face."
Yeah. What did we have here from Boy though? He's mentioned Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah, because he played with the Bengals.
So in both Super Bowls,
he lost twice.
And the fact that the second Super Bowl, that was the last game of Collinsworth's career. Oh, I guess it's good to end on a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
You were there. Who says what's up, boys? Here. Oh, is that Joe? Oh, that's Joe. Okay,
and
cool.
Then Corey back in the house, he says, "Yeah, man, I'm going to Mexico." Something tells me Miguel and Johnny got that Robbie's going to come back with Sam next season. I'm hearing rumors we may get Julia or Hillary Swank.
Oh, cool.
That would be cool.
Would love to see a Hillary Swank come in.
That's the rumors that just keep going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But,
I want it. Make it happen. Corey, if you want to go listen to the Now Watch This podcast, I highly suggest it. They have a great theory there from one of their hosts, Joe, that they're going to somehow enter the multiverse and we're going to get Jackie Chan and Will Smith's son. They're back. It's going to all happen, man. You know what I mean? Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man, No Way Home. It's all just going to be all Karate Kid universe there. Go ahead, AA.
Amy says, "Happy 100 to my infamous brother and cousin. I love y'all and respect you big for starting and killing this adventure of y'all's. Whoop, love. Then Joe comes out and says, "Luke, I am your father."
Luke, I am your father.
Then Jason goes, "Do you want a 1 or a 2-pack?"
Always a 2-pack, man. Just like you buy rubbers, you buy 2 at a time, just in case the first one pops on you.
And then Boy mentions nice image with Rizzo.
Oh yeah,
says,
and the
the Max, because
yeah.
that was Boy's comic book for Image. It was the Max.
Yeah,
so
that's right. Oh, nice, very nice.
Because he used to watch the MTV oddities.
Oh yeah,
with the Max
nice,
cartoon.
nice. We used to watch Liquid TV.
Yeah,
Some of that stuff.
Yeah. Jason says any books for sale. I'm guessing he's talking about for Rizzo, or he's talking about my wall. I'm not too sure.
No, not these. Double A doesn't sell these, Jason. So good luck on that. But definitely go check out Invincible Comics and More with Chris Rizzo. He's got plenty of comic books for sale there. Corey, we appreciate the laugh. And then that's probably Joe saying that Will Smith is a producer. This is what Joe's hanging his hat on, that Jaden will come out.
It's like I keep telling everyone, though. It is Joe. I keep telling everyone, though, they're probably using like Will Smith's company or something. He just gets the producer rights. He probably doesn't even know what the hell's going on.
Exactly. They have no clue what's going on with that. So we it's a good theory though, Joe. I like it. You know what I mean? But yeah, what else, Double A?
So this Monday too, it's going to be Valentine's Day, and I'm sure everyone's going to be celebrating either Saturday or Sunday, maybe just Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sunday's going to be Super Bowl, but just be good to your spouse. Be good to get them roses, chocolates,
Yeah.
anything.
Absolutely. Double A had a great question in the Friday Night Faithful. What were some good Valentine Day movie suggestions? What was the one we were just talking about? Oh, Some Kind of Wonderful was one I did not say on the group because I couldn't think of it. And Double A, what was the knowledge you just dropped on me that I did not know that?
So yeah, like at the end of Pretty in Pink, Molly Ringwald chooses Andrew McCarthy over Ducky. For his payback, John Hughes was like, well, I don't want Ducky to end up with anyone, so he gave her Kristen, what was Buffy's name, the original Buffy? Not Sarah Michelle
Swanson.
Christy Swanson.
Yeah.
But Molly Ringwald,
they end up together in that movie?
Yeah.
And I need to rewatch that.
Molly Ringwald didn't want to end up with Ducky. She didn't think her character should end up with Ducky, so she chooses Blaine. So Johnny Hughes put it in there, blah blah blah. Well, he didn't like it. He didn't like it when it came out. He didn't like it. So he made Some Kind of Wonderful. Some Kind of Wonderful is pretty much Pretty in Pink the way he wants it.
Yeah.
So that's what that was. So
from that kind of the guy perspective.
Yeah, and from the other guy's perspective.
And you like at the end that Eric Stoltz ends up with Mary Stewart. Yeah. Is it Mary Stewart?
Yes. I think it's so.
Or Mary Louise Parker.
See, I always get mixed up with her and the one from Robin Hood.
Yeah, that one is. I don't remember. Yeah. Somebody out there help me out. But yeah, who else in the house? Yeah. Anyway, I like Some Kind of Wonderful. I think it's a great Valentine's Day movie, and I love the end version of "Can't Help Falling in Love with You" by Lick the Tins. Oh. Let's see. Jack is in the house joining us via Facebook. Jack, a multi-time host here on Just Another Friday Night, co-host. Jack, I was going to send you a link to pop in live, but I think I only am able to do it through Facebook, so my bad. But anyway, we appreciate being here via Facebook. And you feel like drinking a beer in our honor? Well, go ahead and do it. Here, we'll toast to that. I'm about to hit my third in here in a second.
This is my third.
Which, by the way, Riz, we got to get out together again for another in-person beer, brother. Let me know. Riz says, check out Shelby's book and get yours at igg.me/@/rage war. I'm definitely going to check that out for sure. Corey says, I don't know about Jaden. That kid is, special, but Jackie coming in would be fun and cool.
I saw that Karate Kid, and that's actually not a bad movie. That's actually a really good movie. That wasn't bad. So.
Yeah, there's really beautiful scenes in it. I think, too.
The movie looks like sweet. It looks really good.
Yeah.
And it made a shitload of money, so.
I think this is Joseph. I cross worlds and bring in Show Enough. Okay, not bad. Joe, don't forget when I wrote for you and Lucky the how we have the Die Hard world and the Lethal Weapon world tied together. I tied them together. I was like, you know what? We should just make a whole 80s multiverse, right? Where the whole 80s is tied together. I'm telling you, right? We're like, what's going on? Because
McClane.
They mentioned Rocky in Cobra Kai, right? But imagine if in the Karate Kid world that like Rocky was a real fighter. Damn. You could have that happen, right? Joe, I think you're joining us through the group because we can't see your name in the StreamYard, but Double A is able to check his phone. Jason says on the wall. Yeah, good luck with that, Jason. If Double A sells something off this wall, I'll eat my Mando helmet. Painkiller now, boy Painkiller says, "Hey, Double A and Sips, give me a beer." You sound like Georgie now, boy. Give me a Bud Light. Classic '80s movie for sure. Riz says Christy Swanson. He says he also loved her in Buffy. So hot, no doubt there. Painkiller Boy also says some kind of wonderful. Yeah, it's a good movie, man. And then yeah, that's Jack. We can see you perfectly that you're via YouTube, so that's good. But no, I was gonna send you like a link to pop in the way we had our friend Rizzo pop in. Amy says she needs a beer. I did leave you some behind, sis. Just check the bottom shelf of the fridge where all men keep their beer, right? And Boy also says the character is named Watts from the scene in Smoking. Yeah, that's right, Watts. That's right, because she played drums.
Right,
she was a drummer. Yeah,
Charlie Watts.
She was cute, very cute. Says that gives us the beer emoji there. Boy says we need to hang out at Bonds for a live broadcast. Yeah, boy, you know John, aka Juan over at Bonds. Let him know. Would he be open to a live podcast in his studio? We'd be happy to show up. Jack says, I love being in the studio. I cannot wait to go back. We can't wait to have you back, brother. And Rizzo says, definitely need to hang out for both of you guys. I will send you a DM, CM. I love that. And Amy says, whoop. Boy also says, you and I do, and we'll definitely ask him. Yeah, yes, you do. Definitely ask him, boy, for sure, man. We'd appreciate that. Let me see here. I don't know, Double A, what do you think? Do you think it's time for us to get into this?
Yeah, let's get into it.
And talk this topic. You know what we were going to talk about tonight, guys. Obviously, like I said, we didn't bury the lead on this one. We left it out there for you all. You know, it's all hanging out. What we're going to talk about tonight. Double A, let's tell them about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, we finally got the Book of Boba Fett. This was something that everybody was super excited about when you saw the ending of Mandalorian season 2. Mm-hmm. He kills Bib Fortuna and takes over, or he pretty much sits on the seat of Jabba and says he's taking over Jabba's empire.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler alerts, guys. Spoiler alerts for Book of Boba Fett. We're going to talk the entire series, all 7 episodes, if you haven't seen it.
And that's just what Amy said. She goes, I haven't seen the last episode, so I have to leave.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sucks, Amy.
That's okay.
And she says, I'm ready to make another special. I want you here, too.
Yeah, sis, you know, I know our dad is visiting right now. He wants to see it, so I would say round up the fam, watch it right now, then hop back on. If you want to just come in and wish some well wishes real quick, we'll take a pause for the cause and do that as well. We appreciate that earlier. I know you said that, so thanks so much. But go watch it. I would say go watch Book of Boba Fett right now over watching our show, because we're going to talk about it and we're going to spoil the hell out of it.
Yeah, so everyone was super excited about his comeback in Mandalorian season 2. Me and CM have never really been big fans of Boba Fett. But, you know, we love Star Wars, and, you know, there was like, okay, cool, we're going to get a series of Boba Fett. That's going to be cool. Mm-hmm. Right? So we're kind of like, okay, let's see how this goes, you know. They get the actor who played Django. I forget his name.
Tamura Morrison, okay, who was also Aquaman's dad.
Yes, he was. Okay. Yes, he is.
I forget. Yes. I think we mentioned that the last time we talked about Mandalorian season 2.
Now, everyone has this really high opinion of Boba Fett. You know, badass. He's supposed to be the number 1 bounty hunter in the galaxy. Darth Vader calls on him, I guess, when he needs someone chased down, like Han Solo. You know, pretty much he gets a whole bunch of bounty hunters, but he's specifically talking to, you know, Boba Fett.
No disintegration.
Yeah, you know, like he knows what Boba Fett can do.
Yeah.
He's the deadliest, you know, bounty hunter again. But we really don't see a whole lot of him. Yeah, he tracks down Han. You know, but Vader, I guess, gets him, you know, and then, you know, he delivers him to Jabba on Tatooine, and I guess he does some work for Jabba or whatever.
Yeah,
he's staying there. He stays there for a little bit. We see him for a little bit, you know, and then he gets kind of blasted away. Well, he's not blasted away, but kind of like his jetpack malfunctions when Han Solo accidentally
whacks him with his stick. It's a pretty lackluster end to the character.
Is for a character that's supposed to be this badass, you know, bounty hunter.
But again, though, like we'd always kind of seen that, you know, Return of the Jedi, and then it's like, but as we're growing up, like with Star Wars lore, Star Wars is growing, and Clone Wars, there's like this big fan base for Boba, and we're like, and I'm like, that guy. And like I remember like joking with your brother all the time. I would always joke that I was gonna buy him a figure of Bosk, because I was like, man, Bosk sucks,
right?
Like, and I was like, Boba Fett was kind of right in the same category. I'm like, those are just the randos that Vader hired. Like,
but
why does
this? Reason, I guess people took to the costume.
The helmet, I think he did look cool.
The Mandalorian symbol.
Sure.
I guess maybe
there was mystery to it.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, the last time we see him, he gets, you know, thrown into that. Well, he, you know, gets hit and then falls into the pit, the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
And that's the last time we think we're ever going to see him because apparently, you're dying there. You're going into like what, a stomach or something?
Yeah. It's what is I think Pip Fortuna says it like slowly digested over 1,000 years.
Which I mean, you're not going to live that long, but I mean,
right. But I mean, just like what the fuck? Like I was like, okay, you know what I mean?
And so
like,
I didn't give any second thoughts to fucking Boba Fett. I mean, I was like, all right, cool, that was it. That was kind of funny. A blind Han Solo kind of beat him. That's pretty funny.
And the other kind of like later on story was that like he came out in that cartoon holiday special or before. Holiday. That was his first appearance.
Yeah, it's the first appearance
in between Empire and Jedi. With this is as a cartoon.
But that's
or whatever.
all we knew of him. That's all we ever fucking knew of him was just like he comes out a little bit in Empire. It looks like he's buddies with Vader, I guess.
Yeah,
and then you see him with Jabba. And that's about it. So how his fucking lore got built up. Maybe it's the the whole Star Wars universe,
the books, stuff like that,
the comics that made him a badass, but we didn't read those. We saw his fucking end being whacked by blind Han Solo and being slowly digested. That was it.
And we're like, oh, so much for that guy. He got gotten rid of pretty quick,
But then we see him in Mandalorian season 2,
right?
And we're like, holy shit, he made it out,
right?
And
at first, we kind of get this first glimpse of the armor with Cobb Vanth, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool or whatever.
That's weird, right? It was like, holy shit, that's Boba Fett's armor.
Yeah,
how the fuck did he get it?
Right, right. And we're like, oh, the armor survived. Now we know about Beskar, right? Yeah. So, but it was cool. And we were like, okay.
It was cool. It's like, holy shit, wow.
But I still didn't think we were going to see Boba Fett himself. I was like, oh, we saw the armor. Maybe they're scratching that itch for fans.
I hate reading spoilers, so I did not read. I don't like reading spoilers. I don't care how far in advance it is.
I'm with you too, man. I hate all that. So I'm not a spoiler guy. I never read anything
about maybe them bringing Boba Fett back or bringing the actor back. I never heard anything like that. Yeah. So it was a complete surprise when we saw him. And he's kicking ass. He's helping Mando.
Oh, man.
And he kicked a lot of ass in that
episode.
Like,
for all the heat that Robert Rodriguez is getting right now, I'm like, I will never forget. I think it's Chapter 9 of Mandalorian Season 2.
Something about, like, the package. I forget the name of the episode.
No, The Tragedy. I think it's called The Tragedy.
Tragedy, yes.
And I was like, this is when I became a Boba Fett fan. And if you go back and watch our episode where we talk about the Mandalorian Season 2,
yeah.
I was
gushes.
I went and bought this fucking shirt. I was like, now I want an action figure of this guy.
Yes.
And I really dug it too because he looked much better with the black. You know what I mean? Like, number one, he shows up in the robes, right? The Tuscan robes. And
which were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He's kicking ass, major ass. And then he goes into the ship. He goes into the
well, it used to be called Slave 1, but it's not anymore.
Right.
So
now, apparently not.
I forgot what it's called now.
I still dig the Slave 1 name for the ship. You know what I mean? I was like,
This is again, people being too sensitive about a fucking subject, So
right, where, I mean, like Anakin Skywalker was a slave. You know what I mean? Like it's canon. But anyway, he goes in there and he yanks out comes back out with the armor and proceeds to kick even fucking more ass.
At first, this is where we're kind of like, he's like, you're not Mandalorian,
Right.
So that's where we get, the hint. Oh shit! So Boba Fett's really not Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And he's like, it doesn't belong to you. So it's kind of like a true Mandalorian is talking to him, saying that you're not getting your armor back, motherfucker.
Right.
This belongs to us.
But then he proves himself by showing his thing. He's like, I'm registered at apparently like registered in the archives of Mandalore or whatever, and I think we did kind of briefly glaze over the fact that we saw a young Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones, so we know that there was Jango Fett and that Boba is really a clone that Jango was raising as his own, and he obviously watches his father get killed by the Jedi, Mace Windu, by getting beheaded, and then he says that the armor is his father's. Yes. So it's like he gets his father's armor and I guess repaints it.
I guess so.
To his own style.
After that, it makes a big impression. At the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, we see the hint of Book of Boba Fett. We see him where he kills Bib Fortuna.
Right.
And so now everyone's kind of like, oh, holy shit. Boba Fett is kind of like how Wolverine was with like the origin. You didn't know anything about him, but it's just his badass. So people are like, drooling at this. They're like, yes. I mean, I was excited. I'm just about excited about anything Star Wars comes out with. So I was like, okay, we're going to be there, for sure.
If you would have told me about this show before Chapter 9 of The Mandalorian, the tragedy, I probably would have been like, Book of Boba Fett. I'd been like, all right. I probably would have watched still because I'm a Star Wars fan like you, but I wouldn't have been as hype as I was after seeing that episode of The Mandalorian.
I still really wasn't, but I was just like, you know what? I'm trusting this team
Yeah.
that's handling all this Star Wars stuff right now. Jon Favreau, Robert Rodriguez, Dave Filoni.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see what they do.
Yeah.
We finally get the Book of Boba Fett. It's highly anticipated. But to a lot of people, the first about 4 episodes start off really slow.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell CM, this is like a big 6-hour movie. Like,
Yeah.
me and CM are loving it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like people are kind of like, man, this is boring, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like, well, what do you expect? You know, this is a fucking bounty hunter
Yeah.
that we don't know anything about, but this is a bounty hunter that all of a sudden just killed someone and saying Jabba's whole fucking empire is mine now.
Right.
How is a bounty hunter really going to figure out how to run an empire, a criminal empire?
Yeah. Yeah. And
You know?
also, too, we get a little bit of flashbacks of seeing like, hey, what happened after he got knocked into the Sarlacc pit?
Like, what happened that he became like the way he is in Mandalorian,
Right.
and not this ruthless killer that we kind of saw
Yeah.
in Empire and Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, in the Mandalorian, you know, you saw he was about something. He helps them quite a bit. You know what I mean? Like
He talks to them, and he's very open.
Yeah,
like,
he's pivotal when he's flying, you know, Slave One, and he's trying to,
Yeah.
you know, help them out. Obviously, you
Yeah.
don't have him interact, you know, with the Luke segment, but he does that big part.
Yes.
You know, and then it's neat also too when we see the not the spoiler, but the teaser, and like, you know, we see Fennec is with
Yes.
him, right? And it's like
Fennec.
by this point we're all like big Fennec Shan fans after
Man.
the Mandalorian.
And this show made me an even bigger fan of Fennec.
Agree with that.
Man,
100%.
oh man, she
I
was
just ordered her
badass.
figure on Entertainment Earth. I'm almost like,
And
need
she's
her.
coming to Dallas, and I'm hoping she comes because I want to fucking meet her, and I want to say you are my favorite character from the Book of Boba Fett.
Absolutely,
'Cause
total
fuck.
badass, and we will get to the end, and even more so in that end. Few comments Double A rolled through.
Oh, okay.
Corey mentioned that he scrolled through the February releases, not really interested in anything. Maybe Kingsman, but he doesn't know. Got new pup to take care of. More interested in hanging out with her. Oh yeah, definitely on that, man. If Kingsman is gonna do good on that note. Spend time with the pup. Riz says a sticky note of Boba Fett for sure. Boy says awesome Star Wars sign. Agree. Boy, thank you for that, brother. Riz says,
that was given to us by Art or Boy.
Yeah.
Y'all are right there.
Thank you
That's
very
Star
much,
Wars.
boy. We appreciate that for the pod lab here. Chris says
It was hella goofy how Boba
died. Agree. Yeah,
I
we
mean,
were all
that's
like,
the thing. It was kind of like, what the fuck? Why is this guy getting so much love when he died like a fucking sorry ass?
yeah, like as many times as a young person that I saw those 3 movies, it was like he never really occurred to me.
And then
Like,
the way
I
he
was like,
screams too, the way they have to scream where he's like,
yeah. It was just like, you know, and we would always joke too, where it was like the one thing where Honda's like, Boba Fett, where? And he turns blind and like whack, and it's like,
and that was it. It fucked up his
I'm like,
jetpack.
man, that blows. Like I was like, wow, okay, for that guy, yeah.
And then you hear it.
Yeah. Corey says that's why they used him because Django is ultimately Boba's clone, so it only makes sense that Django actually played. Yeah, absolutely.
Boy says respect Lord Vader.
Yeah, and he also says Boba Fett did suck. Corey says, sorry, Boba character plays grown Boba. Yeah, right. Got you. We got you on that one. And then he says, oh shit, sorry.
He goes, this Boba Fett show feels more like Mandalorian season 3 than Boba Fett's story. A little bit. Just a little
maybe
bit.
by the end for sure. I mean, like, you know, I think that we're all pretty hype on the Mandalorian, so it's like, you know, it's a great insert for them, and obviously there's that piece of the story to tell. He says, speaking of Star Wars, not sure y'all know, but Obi-Wan comes out at the end of May. Yeah, absolutely. Super excited for that. The poster came out. That might have been a piece of news we glazed over.
That's going to be the big heavyweight of Star Wars shows coming out.
I mean,
Especially with Vader.
They're releasing it in May. So what does that say already, though?
I know. That was cool, too.
Star Wars
like
is
the original.
Yeah,
the original.
Star Wars is like, Star Wars owns May now. Like May, the month of May should just belong to Disney, to Star Wars specifically.
Yeah.
You've got May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th. And what was the other one? They said there was the, they had given the name to the whole month or whatever, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's May, May the 4th.
It's Ewan McGregor, it's Hayden Christensen, and they're even hinting at a second fight. So there might be a second fight, and if that is, there'll be a trilogy of battles between those two, which is crazy.
I mean, I've even been hearing words. I think even Ewan McGregor got quoted as saying, like, the trailer's going to blow you away. The trailer's going to blow you away. And guys, I'm going to quote me now. I would not be surprised if we saw that shit at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
And I heard
I'm betting on it.
commercials are going for $7 million each.
Yeah, and that's nothing
which
for
is like
Disney.
Disney's pocket change. So they probably bought a couple of Star Wars spots for that, or with their other programming as well. So I would expect some Moon Knight shit during the Super Bowl, some Obi-Wan shit during the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna want to leave my seat. I may just wear a diaper to just piss on myself during the whole game. So there's that. Joe says,
I think she carries the show. It seems like that for a long time when it's her and Boba.
She's doing a lot of the smart talking and the smart thinking.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of like, well, you really should do this, and you're kind of like, that's really good advice. Like Boba, you're no Tony Soprano, that's for sure. Let's see. Jack says, wow, that was a cheap pop from Boy about the sign he gave you guys. Of course. Yeah, well, we expect no less, you know? Joe says, parkour scene, if you're an Office fan, you know. Yeah, that was definitely cool. The guys jumping around. Joe also says, hell yeah, I'm watching for the commercials and the halftime show. Definitely the halftime show.
So, see, I mean, again, it starts off and we kind of see what happened to Boba. Obviously, he's in the pit.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know, he looks like he's been knocked out for a while. He wakes up and he's like, dazed, like, what the fuck's going on, and he gets out of the pit.
Yeah, he gets a cool exit. He gets some air from a stormtrooper, and then he fires up his flamethrower, burns his way kind of through, and gets out. So it was then, like, okay, that's what happened right after. Like,
but it takes a lot of energy out of him. He kind of gets knocked out. The Jawas come, steal his fucking armor, and just kind of leave him there to die. So
and apparently, Jawas date humans. We know now. So
they're very furry.
We did not know that until this. Book of Boba Fett gave us that Jawas date humans. I love it. That's fucking awesome.
And then he gets taken, right, by the Tuskens.
Yeah, he gets taken by the Tuskens, I guess, as like a prisoner, and they strip off the Jawas strip off his armor, and then he's there in that ugly ass gray jumpsuit, which did not look cool. His armor looks much better on top of the black, like in this shirt. I'm like, that's a much more
to protect
look
from probably the metal of the armor, probably protection.
Probably. Yeah, rubbing on, like the way Mando has something underneath. He's wearing,
or like
obviously
even like Iron Man. Remember how Iron Man wears shit like that too. So.
But this is kind of neat because it's kind of like his Tusken robe. Yeah. He's wearing it right over his Tusken robe, which is cool.
After that,
it's both aspects of it. Because I'm sure that people after the Mandalorian were wondering, like, why is he using like a Tusken stick? Why is he in these robes? You know what I mean?
Which we get that story, we get fleshed out, we get all of that,
which I thought was great.
But again, Star Wars fans are, again, some of the worst fans ever. It's kind of like, I get that there's a lot of people that say Phantom Menace is the most boring Star Wars movie, but you kind of had to do it that way. You kind of had to show how the Emperor fucking rose into power.
I hate to say it, but it's like when you watch other movies, like, even a Marvel movie, and I love all the Marvel movies practically, it's like, but there's a little bit of a formula where it's like quick explanation, action scene, then talking, another brief action scene, then big epic action scene at the end.
Yeah.
It's like this. I think Robert Rodriguez wasn't doing that. He's like, I'm giving you a story. It's going to build to a climax.
Movie, to a climax that you're all going to love.
And of course, Phantom Menace is like, it's like all build up. There are some lightsaber moments, conversations, but
to show you what happened, how the fall happened, how the Emperor came into power, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
How the Sith came into power again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, like, golly, so this was actually pretty cool. So after a while, he kind of gains the Tusken's trust. After being like a prisoner, he helps them out. He kind of saves them. And it's weird, like they make him dig in the sand for like water.
Yeah.
There's like these fucking like pumpkin kind of like shaped like items that you just dig out of the sand and you can drink them. I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird.
I think later he calls it milk.
It's
like coconut milk.
Yeah, he goes, it's really ugly, but you start craving it. The more you drink it.
One of my favorite scenes too is like, when he steals the speeder bikes and he's telling him like a banta. Yeah. And he's like kind of doing like that. I was like, I could just kind of watch that on loop. You know what I mean? Like, like a banta. But I was also a big fan of Zemo dancing. You know what I mean? So that's just me, but yeah. So I was like, oh, this is fine. Like, this is fine. Like,
it's cool.
I think people want him to be kicking ass, like that episode of The Mandalorian, like the whole 4 first episodes. I'm like, oh, come on. I thought y'all wanted to know what fucking happened to your favorite guy. We're getting the story now of what happened after he fell in the Sarlacc pit. And
obviously he's very fucked up because he's pretty much in a tank for like almost the whole first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
He's healing from those deep, deep wounds that he got.
Which make me wonder, Double A, is like Bacta like addictive? Because like he seemed kind of hooked on the Bacta tank. I was like, is that shit like opiates or what?
No.
Like,
It's just he never got to heal all the way.
Okay.
Until finally, when he's healed, then he doesn't use it anymore.
Okay.
You know?
And then people were making a good point because they were like, oh, the first time he encountered these like assassins, he kind of got his ass kicked real good. Like, what happened or whatever? Because he kicked the fucking stormtrooper's ass like real bad. Like he was fucking them up, you know?
The stormtroopers have never been known to be anything but just extra bodies. I mean, come on.
Right. And I guess we're supposed to maybe be meant to believe these guys are like better assassins. I mean, like, they weren't outdoing Fennec because she was like, she got her way around.
Fennec was great.
But yeah, I guess they did kind of kick his ass, and so it was like, okay, but again, we don't know what
he's hurt though.
Yeah, we don't know what his health condition really is.
He still wasn't 100% until like what, episode 3 or 4,
something like that.
When he's finally like, okay, you're like 100% healed, you know.
Absolutely. Let's read a couple of these comments real quick because we got some really rolling in, which is awesome. I dig it. Riz says they should edit the Curb Your Enthusiasm music after he falls in the Starlight Pit. That'd be great. Boy says, shut up, Jack, and get on Facebook. Who the hell is on YouTube? Well, we are right now, actually live as well. So Corey says, there is apparently several Marvel sneak peeks coming out during Super Bowl. Strange multitude Multiverse of Madness. Multitude of Madness would be neat also. Speaking of which, there is some post releases. There may be 3 different Stranges. Okay. Excuse me. I think we got hinted at that a little bit from what we saw at the end of No Way Home. Rizzo says Jawa's got game. Boy also says double A.
No, he goes, it is double A when she's talking about episode 1.
Oh.
He goes, 1 actually do skip. He actually skips episode 1 and 2 and just starts on episode 3.
Boy, but you gotta admit you watched Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, right?
He says the fight scenes are classic.
Yeah, absolutely. That might be, we agree, that might be the best lightsaber duel
That's always
ever.
been,
like ever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that Anakin and Obi-Wan isn't a close second, but damn, man, that duel of fates.
When I first saw that one, I saw that movie 3 times just for that fight.
Yeah,
just to see it on the big screen. Yeah, because I was just like blown away. I was like,
oh man, I was remembering like some of the moves. I was like, man, then he does that spin, then he fucking kicks him,
and he's using the Force. He's kicking, he's using the Force, and he's fighting 2 people.
I mean, that shit is like, really fucking awesome, man. I could watch that anytime. That scene.
Anytime.
Yeah. Let's see. Rizzo.
Corey said, yeah, Rizzo. From what I hear, we're going to have Strange Supreme and a Defender Strange, which apparently we got a split second glimpse at a trailer and didn't realize it.
Interesting.
To which Rizzo responds, ooh, interesting.
Yeah, which was I was saying myself. Boy also Spurs update. Spurs up 103-87 at the end of the 3rd. Hell yeah, let's go Spurs right there. Let's toast to that though. Here's to the greatest sports franchise in all of sports, the San Antonio Spurs.
Rizzo says the Duel of Fates music is amazing. Agreed. That's always been like kind of like the iconic tone for episodes 1 through 3.
John Williams just had a birthday, right?
Yes. Jerry, I think, posted up for
happy birthday, John Williams, man.
And then Rizzo says, I played that in the middle school band.
Nice. Awesome. There you go. What did you play, Riz? I'm curious.
And Boy says, in my opinion, episode 3 is the greatest fight scene in the Star Wars universe.
I really can't argue with someone that has that opinion because that is an excellent fight. When there's so much on the table and
in that fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight there for sure. Although, like, once Qui-Gon gets killed, like Obi-Wan like goes into like high gear. Like it's like he was like
Obi-Wan.
He was like bordering on dark side. I was like,
if there's anything I can say great about episode 1 through 3 is that it made me a huge Obi-Wan fan, and I think he's just the greatest fucking Jedi in the history of the Jedi.
I'm a big Obi-Wan mark. I need an Obi-Wan shirt. I'm going to get one when the show comes out because
Obi-Wan just kicked so much ass from episodes 1 through 3.
Yeah, and it's so funny because as much as I love him, like I don't own that much stuff of him, but I did dress as if I have the costume, the one costume. I need the real deal robes. You know what I mean? So, but let's get back to Book of Boba Fett because here's the thing, right? Double A. For the longest time, I felt like almost like I really wasn't interested in anything that wasn't with the Skywalkers or wasn't with Jedis.
Yeah,
and I
like seeing these stories. That's why I think we love Rogue One so much.
Rogue One is really what made me be like, I love more than just that because this Star Wars story is fucking incredible. Yes. And I was like, man, like it was amazing. And the Vader scene was just like fan service. Like it was like
fan service, but it needed to be there.
But it was perfect, the perfect amount of fan service, and it was the Vader that we'd always wanted to see. But if it would have ended without that scene, I would have still loved Rogue One,
especially her and Andor hugging. and the planet being destroyed.
That movie is crushing,
Yeah.
dude. When fucking Chirrut Imwe dies,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I can't really talk about that movie.
The force is with me.
I choke up talking about that movie, man. That movie is amazing. I love Rogue One. But that was when I was like, oh, you know, there is other stuff that I will find interested in.
Yeah.
And then the Mandalorian in
comes
episode
out.
1, in episode
Golly.
1 of season 1, I was like, this guy is fucking badass.
It's right after Return of the Jedi, and it picks up so much stuff that we always wanted to see what happened after the fall of the Empire.
And what are we seeing, Double A? We're seeing the Western gunfighter walk in the saloon.
Yep.
And then with that fucking cool, icy voice, that line, I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. I was like, oh, man. And then he proceeds to whip everybody's ass. I was like, this shit is fucking fantastic. Like, I'm hooked. I'm sold. And I'm like, now I'm like the biggest like Mandalorian mark where I'm like, almost like fuck the Jedi, you know? I mean, I'm like, yeah.
It makes me interested in the Mandalore more because of Mandalorian.
Very much so. Very much so.
But yeah, so, you know, we get this whole story. He really starts bonding with the Tusken. I think they said it was like Boba Fett dances with wolves. you know, just bonding with the Tuskens. And,
yeah, but it's neat because it does it in a way.
I like it. And it kind of... It changes Boba Fett's thinking.
It does.
Where he becomes like, where he goes from like a ruthless solo bounty hunter, killer, whatever you want to call him, to wanting to be, I guess, part of something.
Right. Well, here's another thing, Double A.
It's like, almost like us, right? We work for these assholes, and eventually the dream is to be your own boss.
Right.
That's kind of what he kind of mentions.
Well, it's what they do, Double A, is that they take this loner story and this guy that's a loner, his dad, in a sense, brutally murdered in front of his eyes. And then he becomes this, and I know there's, obviously we learned that there's more of a history, and I know the Clone Wars probably has some of that history too. We'll talk about that when we get to the end. But here you also have, he in a sense finds a tribe.
Yeah.
And of course he's at first just like their prisoner or whatever, but then he's like, I'm going to help these people who essentially saved my life. And once he helps them or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, the kind of classic thing. It's neat that you used Wolverine as like a parallel, because then we see some of that.
Yeah.
Everyone Wolverine gets close to dies.
Yeah.
So then we have this guy that's already was a loner, but kind of finds a tribe, finds a family, and then they get, because of his actions in a way, slaughtered.
Yeah.
So that's, you could call it a Dances with Wolves story or Last Samurai or whatever, but it's like,
well, that's what I've been hearing. I didn't compare it to that, but that's just what everyone was saying.
The thing I don't think about Dances with Wolves and The Last Samurai or even Avatar or whatever, which is to me a little bit more on the nose.
That's a big time Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, a little bit more on the nose with that is what I hear people don't like about that, is that what it is that it's like the Great White Hope. It's like these people couldn't handle themselves, and then like this Great White Hope comes in and saves them. It's like all these years of stuff they knew, and then they're saved by the
That's funny. That's funny.
Like I said, Tom Cruise is the Last Samurai. You're like, wait, you're the Last Samurai?
And the Matt Damon one too. I forget that one. The Great Wall or something.
Oh, the Great Wall. Oh yeah, he talks about that movie on the Mark Maron podcast that his daughter just calls it The Wall, and then he tells her it's called The Great Wall, honey, and then she goes, "There's nothing great about that movie, Dad." But he says that the Japanese director of it, or Chinese director, is very legendary, and he was like, to me, it was an opportunity to work with him. And he goes, when I understood what he wanted to do with it, his vision, he said he knew, he was like, oh man, this isn't going to be good, because he said that director wasn't trying to make one of his movies. He was trying to make a big Hollywood movie. You know what I mean? That would be like if me and you were like, let's go make a Bollywood movie. What we think a Bollywood movie is, and they'd be like, oh no, you're messing it up. You know? So
so I mean, we get the story, and then we even get the story where him and Fennec hook up.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That was the part I really wanted to see out of this whole thing. How they teamed up.
Well, because we see how Mando left her. Yeah. So you're like, obviously she survived when we see her back with Boba. Yeah. See, so I think people forgot. Like, there's like a lot of connecting the dots going on here. Like, I'm like, go back and rewatch your Mandalorian season 2. Then, you can interweave them.
And I was hoping they were going to show it, and they did. So.
Yeah, which was cool. Which was like, again, more of the compassionate version of this character, which makes him to me more likable as well. And, again, he's forming his own tribe. Yeah. This is a loner finding his tribe. You know what I mean?
That's a loner that doesn't want to be that loner anymore. He's trying to, get rid of that whole fucking past of his.
Right. Like, dang, I can't believe it didn't click with me until you said it, but it's like, it's Wolverine and the X-Men. It's that story. Like, that's what it is. Like, this guy, you know what I mean? Again, who's probably as loved in Star Wars as people love Wolverine or whatever, and he was that, of course Wolverine didn't have like that fucking bitchy moment on the at the Sarlacc pit, where he falls in like or gets knocked in accidentally. It's like, wow, your gear malfunctioned and you almost died. Like that's kind of why. But you know what? In a way, this does a lot. The Mandalorian and this show does a lot to repair that as just like a one-off moment, like a slip and fall type moment, for the character around all this other badass shit. Like it's like they made him up to what people had been building him up till this point. You know what I mean? I didn't even know the stupid symbol was called not the stupid symbol because I like it now, but it was called the mythosaur, and that was the thing that he's writing on in the old cartoon. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that's what I always call it the Mandalorian symbol or the Boba Fett symbol, but it's the mythosaur, and I bothered to learn that because I'm into the character now. It looks like Boy is spewing Spurs propaganda amidst our chat here, which is great. I love that. Let's see. Right here is this. Farewell, Derek White. Pour one out for our boy. I'll pour it into my mouth. He says, I played baritone. First chair 16 times in a row, son. LOL, everyone's like, what the fuck is a baritone? I was about to ask Riz. But first chair is awesome. So, I mean, you can still play, I'm sure, Riz. What the hell? I want to hear it. To which Boy says, not sure, Rizzo. White was a disappointment. Leave it to Boy to just shit on the former Spurs. Joe says, Rogue One is probably my favorite Star Wars story.
That's a tough one to beat.
I think we only put it number 2 to Empire.
Yeah, because Empire is really that damn good.
Yeah, it really,
every time I see it,
really
I'm just
solid.
Like, damn.
Yeah, it's really solid. And I love Jedi. Like that's my childhood favorite, and it's hard for me to get away from.
No, Return was my favorite too. But when you see like Empire, it's like this is my thing. It's kind of like I always have a popular, but this one's like the best one.
Right. Agree.
Like, I have a favorite, but this movie really is just that damn.
Empire should have won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll go there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Boy says, nice that you played Star Wars in bed. Okay, go ahead, Dole. I can't read.
He goes, I work in SAISD, and the band kids come to my office and play me the Darth Vader theme song. I had purple tears, he says.
Nice.
And he says, I agree with that, Joe, about Rogue One probably being his favorite Star Wars story.
Oh, very cool. I didn't know that, Boy. But that great scene at the end.
Rizzo says, yeah, I wanted him to work out, but he was injury prone. Had a lot of potential like Murray is showing now.
Yeah, man. And All-Star candidate. All-Star now. We didn't even talk about that.
Yes.
Nor did we talk about the Pro Bowl. Not that anything happened.
That Pro Bowl fucking blew balls. They're getting worse and worse every year.
All I watched was a little bit of the quarterback challenge, which looked neat. Like the challenge
the skills are great.
Yeah.
But if you see the game, they're not even playing.
Yeah. Seriously. Who won on the skills?
Russell Wilson won the quarterback.
The clip I saw was of him throwing, and I was like, I was kind of like, damn, I want to do that challenge. I want to see how much I could hit on that.
Yeah. But yeah.
Corey also says here, when y'all get time, go to Strange trailer. 43-second mark. You see Strange flipping around with a blue light behind him.
Excuse me. If you're fast enough to freeze a scene and slow-mo, that Strange has long hair and a ponytail. That is what comic Defender Strange looks like.
Interesting. Okay.
Boy says, I agree, Rizzo. I was confident regarding the playoff performance by White years ago, but he never went to the next level. Shocker, I've never been sold on Murray. I know he's an all-star, but to me, he's not dangerous. He goes, I'm more confident in Speedy Claxton than Murray.
Wow. Really, Boy? He's an all-star. Speedy Claxton was not an all-star, okay?
And he says, Pro Bowl was a joke.
Yeah, we should have played in that Pro Bowl. Boy, let's try to get on that. I just want to run the skills challenge, the quarterback.
Real quick side note, I wasn't angry when Murray wasn't picked for an All-Star because that's always kind of been our thing in our circle that we talk about.
Right.
We always talk about, well, how can you be an All-Star when you're on a losing team? Sadly, the Spurs are a losing team, and we have always said that, right? It's kind of like, well, if you're so good, how come the team's not winning?
Sure. It's fan voted though, right?
No, not anymore. Not the reserves that get picked. That's decided by the coaches.
Oh, okay.
So everyone was pissed off when he didn't get selected by the coaches. But again, we talked about this outside of the Spurs. We have talked about this. Yeah. It's kind of like, well, if your team's not winning, you really shouldn't be an All-Star. So we have made this discussion before.
Well, they just gave Aaron Rodgers the MVP and he lost.
But he wasn't on the losing team.
That's true.
But
he's a loser still.
Yeah, he's a loser still. But still, I mean, we like I said, we said this. It's like if Harden, was averaging that much, what the Rockets were like 20 and 40.
Right.
Well, I was like, well, so what,
Right. Right. Absolutely, man. I definitely get it. What else we got in there, Double A?
Boy says I saw the game and it was literally slow motion. Pro Bowl needs to be taken off. It was bad. It was just bad. They weren't even playing.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it was just stupid. I can't believe 56,000 people played to see that bullshit.
Wow. Just make it flag football. Why don't
and
they?
it was even worse in flag football.
Oof.
One review said,
Wow.
He said, "Hey, Clarkson gave us a ring." And Rizzo says, "I blame Pop for holding them back. Like, check out how Keldon and Lonnie played in the bubble when there was no fucks to give." I mean, that's the thing too. We've always said about Pop. We have always been critical of Pop for playing like Tim 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, man, what the fuck? Like
I do feel like Lonnie could go beast mode,
and he could. It's
Yeah.
just like Pop always does that. You've seen it so many times. It's like he would take us out.
Mm-hmm.
Boy says, I mean, he helped us with the ring. And he goes, Rizzo, I've always been 50-50 on Pop. That's the thing, though. We could have probably won more games if Pop actually had played the Stars.
Pop is a good man, and I will hear nothing negative said about him.
Well, he got picked as one of the top 15 coaches of all time. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see that.
So,
oh, yeah, I did see that. I did see that article. Yeah, and deservedly so. I love him. I think
Rodgers didn't need his ego inflated anymore. Definitely should have gone with Cup.
Yeah, I would have taken that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I can't believe Rodgers won the MVP. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that felt like it was just like pandering. What the fuck is that about?
Pandering, or I don't know. There had to have been someone better or something. I mean, Joe Burrow. I mean, golly,
Tom fucking Brady.
Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford for to fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, like, are we running out of options here?
I mean, come on now.
So yeah, what are you gonna do, right? As Tony Soprano says, what are you gonna do? So, fuck, man. But let's get back to it. Double A Book of Boba Fett.
We get him and Finnick, and there's this weird area of Tatooine where you can get yourself fixed up. I forget the name of the term.
I don't know. They call them the mods. I remember
something like
calling
that,
them the
where
mods.
you willingly go in and kind of just like get your body parts replaced by machinery.
Yeah,
like willingly, like you get your eyeball taken out to get a robotic eye, which can let you, I guess, see even better than what a normal eyeball can see.
And we've kind of seen this in like what happened with Luke's hand, right?
Too, sure.
Maybe we thought it was only like
but
a
this
necessary.
Is kind of weird though.
Yeah, yeah. This is almost like body manipulation, or not manipulation, but like what do they call it? Like when people get like hooks in their back so they can hang themselves, like mutilation, like body mutilation, like.
And so he was like, this is kind of like the only way it's gonna kind of fix Finnick.
Yeah,
so he takes her.
Joe says Star Wars plastic surgery. I like that, Joe.
And she gets fixed up, and I mean, man, that's kind of weird to wake up though. You see where your stomach used to be, and it's just a whole bunch of machinery now.
Yeah. But see, that saved her life, so that's
it saved her life, and she wasn't that like grotesque about it. She was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm in your debt now."
right. You're almost like, "Oh fuck, well, I thought I was dead, but I guess I'm okay." You know what I mean? So that's kind of good. I mean, I think most of us hope if something like that happens to us, debilitating, that we'll end up being all right. That one is really smushed up.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. So what I really like though is that when he, she asked who he was, he's like Boba Fett. I liked her reaction because it was kind of like, okay, cool. Now they're kind of using that.
Right.
Oh, no way, Boba Fett's dead.
Yeah. I remember I read one review, when people were hating, and that's what it said. It said, what does this guy do for these first 4 episodes except say, I am Boba Fett?
I mean, that name should carry a lot of weight if you know who Boba Fett is. I mean, that's like your number one bounty hunter.
But additionally, I'm asking that person that says something like that, I'm like, well, what are you wanting? Like, it's like your want for the show is pretty plain. It's like you're just wanting more of what we saw in that episode of The Mandalorian.
What a lot of people wanted was like a Boba Fett show set between Empire and Return. I think that's what people wanted.
Okay.
And it's kind of like, I don't know. They were just upset because it was like, this is afterwards. This is after Return. Right. This is, after the Scarlet Pit.
Or just like not enough action or something like that.
But I was like, once the action comes, watch. He's going to be the badass.
Yeah.
And we do see it later. But right now, he's healing up. We're getting his story about how his mindset kind of changes. Him and Finnick, how they come up with this whole plan to take over Jabba's empire, which is fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm. No, I know, and I kind of dug that. I was like, oh, he's going on a different pursuit here. You know what I mean?
And then he kind of goes like, I've worked for idiots that for all these years. It'd be nice to actually be my own boss and not have to worry about, doing this job or this job for these fucking people anymore,
And it's kind of neat too, where like he kind of recruits the Gamorrean guards. You know what I mean? We get to see that. Help me with the name. Black Chrysanthemum.
Yeah,
Chrysanthemum.
Like
I mean, this Wookiee that's all black, that's big, which apparently some people did pop for because he was famous from the comics.
Which
so I'm
I didn't know either. So.
Okay, I didn't know that, but I was like, this is a cool looking character.
Yeah, I like the Wookiees.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, and then of course the empty Rancor pit, which is kind of like a lot of foreshadowing. And you're like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? And then like a lot happens in that first 4 episodes that people don't like. That is cool. I would rewatch it.
It's like, just wait,
right?
Just wait. They're just kind of telling you how he got into Mandalorian season 2.
This is what people do with this episodic stuff. AA, like what happened with He-Man. It's like you're shitting on it before the story's over. I'm like, do you go watch a movie and like 20 minutes in you're like, this movie fucking blows? I bet you it's not over yet.
I bet you anything that if it had got released like Cobra Kai, the whole 7 episodes at one time, people would be like, "Oh man, that was great."
Which is funny because I didn't hear hardly anything negative about Cobra Kai because you're right. You got to watch it all at once.
Then you're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And most people only remember the ending, honestly.
Right, right. Like many things, if you go back and watch it, then it's like you'll get to see like the it will feel different when you watch it all together back to back. We got some comments in there. AA, do you mean to scroll up?
Let me see.
I think we're right here.
Rogers didn't. Let me see. He goes, yeah, he was, and almost close to becoming the all-time winning coach of all time.
That's from Boy, right? That's Pop, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
He's still in there. Yeah,
yeah.
I would have went with someone in the bow.
I think he meant for MVP.
Regarding Pop, that is, and he goes, I give Pop his props for what he did, but what he's doing, not so much. Joe says Star Wars plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
You want to read Corey's there?
Yeah, it says, so not to sidetrack too much, but no, Doctor on Strange, Multitude of Madness. Also look for the movie version of the Illuminati, hearing that Cruz playing Ultimate Iron Man will have with some Infinity Stones, also appearance from Jackman's Wolverine, Stuart Professor X, hearing that Scarlet Witch being the villain and killing Stewart's ex. That's interesting, Corey. I don't know, man. It kind of reminds me of some of the memes I see where it's like Multitude of Madness expectations, and it's got like all the Star Wars family and the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, Godzilla. There's a lot out there, man. I mean, I suppose any one of those things is possible. It's so funny.
A lot of it is just bullshit.
Yeah, it's so funny because I was reading, the other day, Jerry D of Totally Rad Christmas posted that he posted his thing, what he had heard about Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. He was like, "Oh, we're supposed to get like, I forgot what he said, this, that, and the other." And it was like, his post was like, "Wow, this was 8 years ago." And then looking at what he posted, I was like, "Oh yeah, we didn't get all of that. Like, that didn't all happen because it mentioned Captain Marvel." So it mentioned Captain Marvel. We didn't see Captain Marvel until we got to her movie
at the end of Avengers,
right? But at the time it was like rumored or whatever. So that's always interesting, I mean, if you're a person that likes to read those kind of things, I mean, like more power to you. Yeah. For me, I don't really. I tell people this. I didn't even buy into Toby and Andy Garfield being in Spider-Man No Way Home until I saw them in the theater with my own fucking eyes. I was like, that's when I was like, now it's real. You know what I mean? Like I've seen it now. It happened. Riz says, take Cup off the team and the Rams don't make it anywhere.
It's hard.
It's really funny because that was an argument I read online for Rodgers. They were like, the Packers would have won 2 or maybe 3 games without Rodgers. That's why he's the most valuable. I was like, wow, so you go based on how shitty the rest of your team is? Like, what is that saying? Like, he's not running into touchdowns or catching the ball. I mean, I'm not going to say the guy's not great. I wouldn't say I wouldn't.
He's great.
I'll take him in New England.
Won the MVP,
you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't feel right. I don't know. Joe says, me and Chuck would make ourselves taller if we went to the mods. Yeah, that probably would definitely be what happened first. And I'd carve out some abs for myself as well. Joe says, badass Sasquatch looking Wookiee. Joe is a huge advocate for the Sasquatch, so I love that. Good point, Joe. And then Rich says, I think maybe they should have recasted, and he might
not be as cool now because he's older and not that athletic. If he was moving around like then, he'd be a badass like we expected him to be.
Well, and that's the problem is that they have him out of his helmet a lot, which I know I don't want to be like saying what Kevin Smith said, but it's like the thing that's cool about Din Djarin and the Mandalorian is that we all know that sometimes it's not Pedro Pascal in the suit.
Yeah,
they get someone equally sized, but maybe they can do all that cool shit. It's like they have Boba without his helmet a lot in the first couple of episodes. It's like, put him in the helmet and let him do some cool shit. Let him fly around in the rocket pack. He could have killed a couple of those assassins.
You got to remember too. I mean, how old do you think he was in Clone Wars?
Honestly? Right. He looked older in that movie.
No. But the Boba Fett, the character.
Oh, the character.
How old do you think Boba Fett's supposed to be in the Clone Wars?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he's already way past 30s. It's got to be like about 30 years that the Empire have ruled before Luke brings him down. So he's got to already be about 40 something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I think Mandalorian is 5 years after Return?
Right. I mean, so you're putting him at 45?
Maybe.
And we're watching this Book of Boba Fett around that time?
Yeah.
No, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting.
He could be in his 50s. I mean, shit, we don't know.
I'm not yet 45, and I'm probably not moving around as spry as Boba Fett.
And remember, in the first 4 episodes, he was damaged. He's still really not healthy. The first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see what else here. Boy says Rodgers quit on the Packers for about 2 or 3 years ago. Did not deserve the MVP. Good stuff. Then Corey says, we'll see. Well, my main source is a YouTuber I told you about, Cosmic Wonder. He told us that Captain Marvel wouldn't show up until the end fight, and telling us all 3 Spiders would be in months ago. That's why I post his videos on y'all's Facebook page. Charles, you've seen them. Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah.
No, that's fine. It's just, like I said, I don't read shit like that.
Yeah, me too. If I think there's going to be spoilers, I won't really look at it because I like it to be like a total surprise.
Because I did that when I was for the prequels of the Star Wars, and a lot of that shit didn't happen. So that's why I just gave up on everything like that. So.
Well, again, for me too, like we've talked about now, it's like even if I knew someone was like, "Hey, here's like a script," before it comes out, I would be like, "No, thank you," because I would rather just be surprised.
I mean, if no one told me Hayden Christensen was coming back on Obi-Wan and I saw him, I popped, or they said Vader was coming back, I'd be like, oh shit.
I almost feel it's kind of unfortunate now that we have to know some things first. Like I don't want to really. I would have popped harder not knowing that Hayden Christensen was going to be it. Had I seen, I would have been like, oh my god.
Yeah,
you know
like if I saw Vader in the Obi-Wan series, I would be like, holy shit.
There's some things that happened in this series that I didn't know were going to happen.
Surprised, honestly. That's just me. I just like being surprised.
No, I get it.
I like being that fan. Luke, I'm your dad. Right. Like, holy shit, what the fuck? Vader's his dad? I like being that guy.
We talk about how we wish we could have had that moment, but it always felt like we grew up knowing that already. Yeah. But I 100% agree with Double A that I also like to be surprised. I get it. There's a whole world of spoiler kind of culture out there, and that's cool if you like that. You're eager to know now, you know what I mean? So that's great. I mean, but at the end of the day, we're all fans, and we all kind of go in wanting to look at things with fresh eyes. I like to keep our Facebook group and our Facebook page kind of spoiler free as much as we can because, I think a lot of the people that are in our group are of a certain age where they don't really get to see stuff until they go to the theater to see it, and they don't know. Unfortunately, like I said the other day, speaking of this show, I get up early. I'll tell you guys my story about the last episode, the finale. I normally watch stuff during my lunch, right? So that means I don't get on social media until noon when I go to lunch because then something will get spoiled for me. Yeah. And even when people, I have asshole friends too that know that I won't see something like when Spider-Man. They knew my tickets weren't for Friday, but I was already getting blown up at maybe 5 o'clock. Oh, did you see it? Blah blah. I'm like, okay, you clearly went to a 3 o'clock Thursday show. I'm like. And I just don't even answer the text. I'm like, I just shut it down. I'm like, I'm not gonna answer.
I saw it on Thursday, and I didn't text him anything. I didn't tell him man, you're gonna fucking love it.
Right.
Man, you're gonna blow your pants. I didn't tell him that. I didn't text him anything.
Nothing.
Until after I knew for sure that he had saw the movie, and then that's when we started talking.
Yeah. If you guys see that, I popped so hard in this Book of Boba Fett for 5 and 6, the chapter 5 6, and I did put posts, but they were extremely vague. It was like Book of Boba Fett, spoiler free. And that was it. And I didn't even text this guy. The guy I probably want to talk to the most about it. I just I'm not going to say anything. I know he's going to watch it.
I'm not going to watch it until later.
Right. He's not going to watch it. And that's cool. You know what I mean?
I don't like to see everything on my phone.
Right. I hate seeing it. Right. Me too. I don't like to see you want to watch it on your TV. Yes. Right? But I will watch it on my phone in an attempt to avoid spoilers as early as I can. So this week it was I'm in a situation right now where I'm training people at work and I'm not getting an opportunity to watch during lunch like I want to. So I'm like, well, Book of Boba Fett's coming out Wednesday. Wednesday is Boba Fett Day right now, and Thursday is Peacemaker Day.
Yeah.
And so I go to I make it a point to get up early on Wednesday morning. I get up at 5 in the morning, right?
Holy
Like
shit.
I know my sister's gonna be gone because I actually waited up till midnight. I waited up till midnight
Damn.
thinking that it was gonna just pop up on Disney, but it
does
didn't.
that too, right?
Yeah, it doesn't come out so much
Yeah.
later because I checked. I was kind of falling asleep. I refreshed. I checked again, nothing. And I was like, and then I told myself, even if it came out right now, I'd be so sleepy I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
So I got myself up at 5. I'm like alone in the living room. It's quiet. I'm like, oh, this is kind of nice on the big
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Like my sister's supposed to be at work, but she comes in the door and she's like, "Oh, whoa, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Pause." And I'm like, I got up to watch show. And she's like, "You got up to watch Star Wars?" And I told her, "I'm more shocked that you don't believe that I got up to watch Star Wars." I was like, "Yeah, of course I'm up."
You wouldn't believe it. So the last episode I'm watching Wednesday. Everybody fucking calling me all of a sudden at 1 hour. Everyone's coming in the house that fucking hour. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I just want to watch this one
A
fucking
moment
episode.
alone. I think of what is it we always say? A decent pair of pants. I was like, yeah. So then, right, like my mom,
because I was like you, I was by myself.
Yeah, so my mom has been only getting up to get my nephew ready for school, right? Well, my sister came home, so I'm like, oh, mom's not gonna get up; she's gonna stay asleep. Well, what? My mom gets up, they start having coffee. Well, then my mom sits down and she's looking, right, and I'm watching the show, so I can tune them out, so I'm watching the show, and my sister's like doing her thing in the kitchen. She's making my nephew breakfast because like she came into getting up off work so she can take him. And my mom sits down, drinking her coffee. She's looking over my shoulder at the TV also, and then she's telling my sister, she's like, oh, mommy, look at what happened, blah, blah. The baby Yoda is there, there's that, and he's doing this. And my sister's like, thanks, mom. You just ruined the whole show. Like, I haven't seen that one yet. So, and I'll get to what I did with them, the way I showed it to them, which is maybe some people consider blasphemous. But when I saw 5 and 6 of Book of Boba Fett, I was like, none of them were into it. And I was like, they're going to love 5 and 6. So I sat them all down at night, like my nephew, my mom, my sister. And I was like, let's watch this one episode with me, guys. And I said, do y'all remember the end of The Mandalorian? And they were like, yeah, Luke comes and the baby, he goes with them or whatever. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, y'all are good.
Okay.
Y'all have that. So I played that for them and they were like jaws on the floor. Like they were like, that fucking, like, wow. And I go, yeah, and there's one more. So then I showed them the next one. So I showed them 5 and 6, like back to back. And they were just like, that shit is fucking good. Like, and I'm sure they were wondering like, this is Book of Boba Fett? Like, what? But I was just like, whatever. It's awesome. So they haven't seen 7 yet. 7 was what my mom was reading. I'm like, here I get up to help you guys avoid this, and you end up like fucking it up for each other. Well, we got some comments in though. Like, what do we got here? Let's see.
Go up a little bit. Right there. Rizzo says Tamora Morrison is 61 now, though.
That's pretty
what
old.
I mean. He just seems like an old guy.
Yeah, it's very true.
I get that it's much later, though. Yeah, like I said, I really don't know the exact years, but I would imagine Boba Fett would be kind of old.
Yeah. And maybe they liked him aged up because it looks like Sarlacc damage when you look old. Yeah, Corey says,
I'm the other way. Love to hear spoilers and early scripts that. And actually seeing it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, like I said, people are of a different thought process, so I totally get it.
With respect, and I'll keep my spoilers to myself, but from what you're saying, look for some big surprises, not only Strange, but also Thor, and some major heartache in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'll leave it at that.
We appreciate that, Corey. Thank you, man. Yeah, we appreciate you keeping it spoiler-free. But, brother, we love your interaction, and we love your enthusiasm and your passion for all the stuff that we love. Obviously, we're of the same we don't like to use the word geek culture, nerd culture, whatever, but we love this stuff, Star Wars, Marvel, stuff. I know you're a huge Marvel guy, and I know you're not huge on DC.
Even when it comes to wrestling, I hate reading spoilers about wrestling.
Yeah,
Albert's really bad at that.
Yeah,
he's like, hey, did you hear it's going to be at the Royal Rumble? This guy and this guy and this guy. I'm like, oh, okay. I like to be surprised.
Right.
Rizzo says, I can relate to that moment, AA. Like, seriously, just 1 hour. That's all I want.
I know.
I mean, it's just like, damn, you think you got everything ready, you got your food, you got your drink, you're like, man, I'm by myself. And then that's when everybody just fucking hits you. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's so funny. The other day I was in a not a group chat, but I was messaging with Jerry D and then the very great Anthony Caruso of Tis the Podcast. And then he was like, we were getting asked about potentially doing a panel together for an episode. And Jerry's like, if these kids decide not to act crazy and go to bed, then I'll have time to. I'll just like, it's funny to imagine like sweet Jerry being like, frustrated, but right. Aren't we all there where it's like, I carved out time. I got up early. I won't get up early to go work out at the gym, but I got up at 5 to watch Star Wars and still couldn't get a moment's of damn peace. So definitely hear that. Oh, great update from Boyer. Spurs update. Final Spurs 136, 121. Go Spurs, go. It's a great win for us, as is any win. Riz says fucking Starlight damage. More like emotional damage. Love that, man.
So we get the build up. He gets fitting back in shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they go to Jabba's temple. They take it over. You know, and you know it kind of leads to where it was, where Boba Fett's taking over.
Yeah.
So the tributes are coming in. You know, he's saying he's the new fucking boss.
Right.
You know, blah blah blah.
But he's kind of just going around saying it,
which is kind of crazy. But
yeah.
you think the main Boba Fett, especially in Tatooine, would carry a little bit of weight.
Sure.
And they're kind of like making it sound like, oh, okay, like we're supposed to treat you like you're a boss now. Like,
yeah,
like man, this is supposed to be like I said, he had one-on-one interactions with Darth Vader,
right?
Who many probably assumed was the one controlling the universe because no one had seen the Emperor in so long.
Well, that's a good point.
You know, I mean, this is a guy who's like not afraid to talk to Vader.
Yeah,
and not afraid to talk with Jabba because obviously he works with Jabba too. So it's kind of like, damn, no one's like respecting him whatsoever. You know, like that mayor sends his fucking
cronies
to him,
as Joe said, the parkour guys. So yeah.
And it's kind of like, man, what the fuck? Like everything is just not going the way it's supposed to, and everyone's pretty much like sticking up your ass, I mean, it's
the only one saving face throughout all this to me is Fennec. And in the meantime, I am getting into the flashback Tusken story, you know what I mean? And like as he's like learning, and then as they get,
I liked it.
Hurt,
I liked all of that stuff. I liked the building of the stick. I liked him trying to help him out. It sucks when they all get massacred.
Yeah, I thought the Jaffe staff, I think that's what it's called, the Jaffe staff. I thought that was very neat. I was like, oh shit, he's like one of them. Like that's pretty cool. And I think the one that kind of had like the hair, the leader or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they were saying that was a female that played it.
Oh, okay.
And she was great too. Like they're fighting. This kind of shows you this is how he got that style that he later used in the Mandalorian when he was like really whipping ass. You know what I mean? Like, and how he got that Jaffe stick from the Tuscans or whatever. And also too, how about this? Because one of the things I was reading, I had a post early on our group, which I'd seen this T-shirt years ago or whatever, but I always thought it was a cool T-shirt because it was funny. It was like tongue in cheek, like it's the Raiders logo, but instead of the Raiders pirate, it's the Tusken Raider there. And I remember thinking when I'd seen that shirt years ago, like that's a cool shirt. And I put that logo up on one of our Friday Night Faithful posts, and I put, man, it seems like this series is making a lot of fans of these guys. I said making a lot of new Raiders fans. Yeah. And it was because I was reading a lot of people posting, oh man, don't y'all feel now like what Anakin did was even more fucked up, blah, blah. And I was like, well, they killed his mom, is what people keep forgetting. I'm like, if somebody killed your mom, you might act like Anakin if you had a lightsaber. So while people were trying to make them Tuskens seem sympathetic, I was like, I don't know if these are the same tribe or whatever exactly, but let's not forget what happened to Anakin in that situation.
They kidnap his mom and then they kill her.
Yeah, so he basically gets to see her again as an adult man for a second before she dies in his arms. I'm sure the guy was filled with rage, you know what I mean? Clearly, as he went on to massacre all of them. But, yeah. So before we're singing the Tuscans' praises here, you know what I mean? But yeah.
But it's a cool story and kind of sets up this group called the Pikes.
Mm-hmm.
And,
the Pike Syndicate,
They're running spice through their fucking, through Tatooine. And, so everything's kind of setting up. It's the end of season 4. Everything's kind of setting up for, the eventual fight. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get episode 5, The Return of the Mandalorian.
Right. Right out the gate, right? And now, how did we know, though? Like, how did we get that? He says he needs muscle, right?
Yeah.
There could be a war. He's talking to Fennec. And Fennec's like, how much money do we have? He's like, oh, money is no problem. I got money. And then she's like, well, muscle can be bought, and you're like, okay, who are they gonna buy, And we get that theme, By the way, the Book of Boba Fett theme was fantastic. I love that theme.
I love it.
Same guy, right? Ludwig?
I think so. I loved it.
But then they straight up drop the Mandalorian theme at the end of it. Like, I did not think that I was going to see the Mandalorian in this show.
I didn't either.
Like,
So that, again, I was pleasantly surprised. I popped, and I was like, man, and I love that whole episode.
Yeah. So we're right about to get to chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett, but it looks like we have 5. It looks like we have another guest here that has popped in that would has a few words to say. Let's bring him on now, guys. Jerry D of Totally Rad Christmas. Jerry D.
Jerry.
Yo, what's happening, guys? How are y'all?
What is up, my guy? How are you doing, sir?
I'm great, but congratulations on 100.
Thank you so much, Jerry. We greatly appreciate that, man. We know you got there just, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it was like the last weekend of November or something like that. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. It's so funny, right? Because we started podcasting at a very close time. We were March 2020. And you're April?
April, yeah.
It's funny. You're after us, but hit 100 first, right?
Well, I was doing like 1 million episodes a week. So,
the Iron Man of podcasting, Jerry D.
Which, by the way, Ludwig Göransson's theme for The Mandalorian, super rad. So,
Ludwig Göransson, yes. And did you love the Book of Boba Fett one as well, Jerry?
I did. I didn't like it quite as much as the Mandalorian's theme, but yeah, I enjoyed both of them for sure.
It felt like they almost went hand in hand. I loved them both, but yeah, you're right. Mandalorian slightly over, and we were just talking about you earlier several times actually. But great job.
I didn't do it. I swear.
No. I know. all good, always. But your great post about the great John Williams had a recent birthday, correct?
He did. Yeah, February 8th.
How old did he turn? 85?
90.
Oh, 90.
Yeah.
Man, the guy's getting up there, man. Well, here is to the great John Williams, man. How are you doing, brother? How's the show?
It's going strong. We just started our third season, and it started off pretty strong, I think, with the lead singer from the Rebel Pebbles from
I saw that.
That's late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
he was super rad, so fun to talk to, and so that's cool. And then I got a Super Mario Brothers episode drop in soon, and a few other fun ones that I'm excited for.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I just told Joe and Lucky earlier, I'm always usually like the first one to hear their recent episode. And I'm training people at work. And so I am like so behind on all my pods. And I'm just like, I want the new trainees to get on their own, like out of the nest so that I can like get back to my normal routine. But
I understand how that goes for sure. I'm usually the trainer at work as well.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to see the post-Christmas Jerry, although every post-Christmas is just a pre-Christmas, right?
That's true. That's true. It's only, what is it, like 10 and a half months, I think.
10 and a half months. Only. We know Jerry's deep in preparation.
Yeah. But, I'm excited. I got some good stuff. And you guys, I mean, Star Wars, how awesome was Cad Bane, right?
Oh,
I mean,
awesome.
Oh wow,
awesome.
I mean, without me having really seen those Clone Wars episodes, I knew who he was. I'd seen his action figure. I was familiar. So when that happened, I was like, oh man, they are really, like you said, Jerry, you had that great post of the kids playing with all the toys, and you're like, this is Dave Filoni and this is Jon Favreau, and they're just, dude, we didn't even talk about it, but Danny Trejo showing up with the sleeping Rancor.
Yeah, I was like, new Rancor keeper. Yeah,
the Rancor. Yeah, and I saw a great post. Somebody said, "I'm finally going to get what I always wanted: a Danny Trejo Star Wars toy." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're right!" Because they make every single character a Star Wars toy.
Yeah. I don't know, like, why I didn't think of it before, but it's the gift that I didn't even know I wanted, and now I need it. Exactly. Like Danny Trejo as a Rancor keeper.
Jerry, how were you watching? Were you able to watch like the day of, or did you have to wait, or like how did it work out for you?
So a couple of days, like a couple of the weeks, I had to wait, like 2 days or 2 or 3 days. Most of it though, I was able to, it's one of those things where like the wife is not super into it. The kids, I kind of want to watch it first just in case. So mostly it was like I'd watch it whenever I could. So like in the shower, as I'm brushing my teeth, shaving, just any place I could, just I need to get it in before spoilers,
exactly.
That kind of a thing. But so most of it though, I was able to watch the day of. So I was pretty jazzed about that.
That's great, man. That's what I
And I
tell
love the
Double
ending.
A.
I mean, I know the ending seems to be really polarizing.
Yeah.
Even a friend of mine said it was like he felt it was like an episode of Xena, Warrior Princess, and like
Oh wow.
I was like, dang, that's okay. I didn't
That's
think it
a
was
lot.
like that, but I dug it, man. I kind of just enjoyed the fandom of it all, you know.
No, totally, man. I mean, like, 5 and 6 were so like, I mean, like, 6, I posted, I said, this was the No Way Home of Star Wars right here. Like, it
Yeah,
was so much. Like, I was like, I wanted to like fall off the couch. Like, I was like, is this happening? Like, am I
I
seeing
know.
all this? Like, it's insane, the Ahsoka Luke moment is
Oh yeah,
I mean, how many people like
and
he
he
could
looked
have
much
got
better too.
peace out of that? Yeah.
Yeah, 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 and he definitely looked a lot better as well.
Right, right. Yeah, I know. I heard about the deep fake guy and that he worked on it too. So that was really cool too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So were you able to avoid spoilers for the most part, Jerry, before you got to watch?
I was, yeah. So
Good.
I was thrilled. I think the only spoiler I saw was that a friend of mine said that it was Fett-tastic. So I was like, oh, okay,
Ah,
cool. Well, that's if that's the worst, then I'm down with that.
that's not too bad. That's not too bad. And me and Double A differ where I watch just like you sometimes to avoid spoilers while I'm getting ready for work. I'm like brushing my teeth and I'm watching and like you said, or in the shower. But Double A is like, nope, I gotta watch it on my TV, which I would love, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
in privacy or even with people that were respectful and gonna watch
right.
with me. But he's like, yeah, no, I can't do the phone thing. And I'm like, yeah, so we're of a different world where he has to go dark on social media to avoid anything. It's
Oh,
tough.
yeah, yeah,
It's tough.
yeah. Which is really the only way you can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't know if you got to hear, but my 5 a.m. story being up that early I carved out that time to try to watch it before anybody interrupted and still got interrupted. But,
I've done that before. So when the Marvel Netflix shows,
mm,
they would just drop all the episodes, and so I would
right.
try to
Oh,
binge them.
man.
So I would
Yeah.
usually I had to work though, so I'd get up at like 3 a.m. and I'd watch like about 4 episodes before I had to get up and get the kids ready for work,
Yeah.
or for school, and so then I just try to watch it throughout the day as much as I could. I'd usually end about midnight or 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. the next morning, just like, okay, they're in bed. All right, I gotta go. And, my wife was just, in bed, just falling asleep. And here I am. Okay, the next one.
Next one,
Especially,
next one.
especially with Daredevil, Daredevil
Oh,
and Jessica
man.
Jones and Punisher. I was like,
It was so
super like
good.
that. There was
So
a few
good.
episodes, Iron Fist was kind of, that
Eh,
was rough goings, but
yeah.
I did it.
Yeah. Well, because you kept thinking to yourself, right? Like, who's going to come out? What I don't want to be like, because I know that right after Kingpin
Iron Fist
showed
should have
was
been
over.
really good.
It
That
should
really
have
could
been.
good.
All they had
Yeah.
to do was adapt the Fraction Brubaker
Yeah.
run.
Yep.
That would have been,
Yeah.
perfect, right? The immortal weapons, I mean, that's all they needed to do. But instead, it was like a weird corporate. I don't know what it was. It was odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on in that one, man. It was
Yeah.
it was too much for me. Definitely my least favorite of all of them, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rest I did love. What are you looking forward to coming up, Jerry? Like, stuff wise, that we all get around.
Well, of course, the Batman. I think that's
Yeah.
the next big thing. I'm still not quite sold on Robert Pattinson yet.
Mhm.
Mostly just because of his hair. Like cut your hair, Bruce. Like, it's just the bangs. Come on.
Yeah.
But as far as his acting, I know he's gonna nail it. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited for that. Colin Farrell as Penguin. I mean, yeah, like I'm all in. So that, of course, Doctor Strange, I'm down for. Can't wait for that. And No Way Home coming out on digital. I'm also really
Oh,
jazzed
man. I
about.
know. I've been trying to go to theater for another rewatch, and it hasn't been able to happen because,
Same. Yeah.
Omicron really screwed up my multiple viewings that I wanted. 'Cause I was like, I'm going to do IMAX, I'm going to do D-Box, and then I was like, I guess we shouldn't go out. But yeah. Gary, I would never want to take away from your limelight, my brother, but do you think you got it in you to allow another well-wisher to pop in real quick?
Yeah, actually, and that's actually perfect. I just got to make sure the kids are still asleep.
Okay, great.
I just wanted to pop in and congratulate y'all. Love the show. Can't wait to have you guys back on my show just because I love talking with y'all about
Awesome.
all sorts of fun stuff. Maybe we'll pick a comic or a couple of comics and just like dive into the mythology.
That
of
I
all
would
that.
love.
So,
I would listen to Hugh and Double A, hear you two just hash out comics. I'll make sure to read first, but I just love to hear that. But before you go, Jerry, you can pop out whenever you want. But before you go, say hello to this man real quick. You might know Little Joe from the
Hey, what is up, guys?
long time no see. I think it was what,
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was telling Chuck how crazy that episode was that we did.
Yeah.
I also told him how
We might have gotten a little misty on it.
Yeah. Fill in Double A little bit real quick. What did you guys talk about?
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
We
I
talked
was
about
like,
MacGyver.
what did I miss? Wait.
I was ready for like, him to make a bomb out of like, some duct tape and something, and he never did. It was like a completely different episode, and well, I mean, I don't want to steal too much of y'all's time either, but yeah, it was something, and it was very emotional and very different from MacGyver, but yeah,
it really was. We did it with Art Kilmer from Cozy Christmas podcast.
I love Art, man. Great guy.
All three of us had allergies going on or something.
I was chopping onions at the same time, so
I gotta tell you, Jerry. Joe said, "Oh, I did an episode with Jerry. We talked MacGyver," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll listen because it's you guys." And he's like, "Man, it was a real tearjerker." And I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Okay." I was like, "If you needed to hook me in more, you just did." So
yeah, it was different. It was definitely different. So I'm excited. That'll drop in a couple of weeks, and yeah.
Well, I appreciate you popping by, Jerry, to wish us a happy 100, man. Good luck with the rest of your show, guys. If you haven't already, please go check out Totally Rad Christmas. It is by and far the best Christmas podcast about all things in the 80s.
It's the best theme song in the business, I'm telling you right now.
Well, thank you.
Guys, before Jerry goes away, we talked about on his show, what would your wrestling theme song be? And I told Jerry, like, he'd have to use Totally Rad Christmas when he came to the ring, right?
I guess so, yeah.
It's a must, Jerry. It's a must.
It's a must, okay. Because I was going to say, I think I need something, like, completely different and off the wall, like The Hunt by Jerry Goldsmith from the Planet of the Apes. From the original Planet of the Apes when they're, hunting him down. Yeah, that's a bad tune.
I like that.
But on that note, I'll leave you all to it. I know people want to hear more about Star Wars and all sorts of fun things, and I got to go put some kids to bed. So love y'all. Jerry. It's been fun, and I can't wait to have y'all back on the show.
Thanks, Jerry.
Take care, brother. Glad to see you. Thank you for coming by.
All right.
Go get our ready.
Sorry about that, Joe. Joe, what is up, my brother?
What's up, man?
Well, I had a guest that wanted to be on, so I mean, heard you guys talking about him.
Yeah, man. He's all over. He gets around.
And
how are you doing, my friend? You doing good?
I had to talk to my podfathers as it is, isn't it?
Well,
without which I would be no one.
We'll claim it, man. We wanted you and Luck to show up. You guys were my first invite, but I know Luck's working. So
yeah, Luck's working, and I've been on the whole show with you guys, but I've been popping in and out because work's been calling me. Luck's been calling me, so he's needing parts or something.
I like your shirt.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, that's always been a badass. I love that Jim Lee piece.
Jim Lee is a master, man, for sure.
I'm telling you. And first off, guys, cheers.
Oh,
I get my Deftones Phantom Bride here.
Deftones beer.
Yeah. And even better, your koozie, Go Hornets, right there.
Yes, awesome. Yes, sir. How are you boys doing?
How's the big guy doing, man? Baseball right now, right?
Baseball season now.
Yeah, he has a scrimmage tomorrow, and then we got some pretty good news. College in Kansas called him yesterday, so I'm not so much looking forward to freezing my ass off, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yep, and we know you will, man. We know you will.
You know you will.
Yeah, man. How was you guys' most recent episode? I haven't had a chance to listen, but that cover art they get is so great, right?
That is. That was.
Luck did Rosario no justice. I'm ruined now for her.
Right? Oh my God.
You made a great Grogu, though. I did like that. Yeah.
Grogu.
Naturally, but the kid we were on with, and I say kid because he was a young guy, but dude was so knowledgeable on Mandalorian, on all things Star Wars. It'd have been great. It would have been, I mean, like double A sitting there, but a young double A maybe.
Oh, okay.
A Padawan.
You guys recorded before the final episode, right?
Yes. And I didn't know that it was just going 7. Like, I figured they were gonna go at least 10, right? What did it go? 7?
That's a weird number.
Yeah. But what I like what they're doing when the numbering on the episodes is that they're like, let's just tell our story, and however many episodes it takes, stop it there.
Stop it.
Don't try to drag it more because people want more. Don't try to, make it less. Like, which was the one we watched that was like 5? It was like one of them we watched was like 5 episodes. It was like, okay, that's perfect. It wasn't too much, wasn't too little. You know what I mean? I feel like there was one that might have been 5, but the same with the Marvel ones, right? They're just giving it enough episodes to tell the story.
And they leave us wanting more, right? Like, I mean, you think about the directors that they're using in this show. Like, if they were doing anything else other than Star Wars, we'd be interested. But it just so happens to be freaking Star Wars stories.
Yeah. So it's like a double. We're already invested, and we're double invested.
Like Bryce Dallas Howard, she's already done like 2 episodes, and those are like some of the most popular Star Wars episodes. Is the one that she's directed. It's like, damn.
And the first stories that break are like, oh, fans want her to direct a movie, and I'm like, why? You're just gonna shit on it when it comes out.
Why?
So
yeah.
But even that, like, people were shitting on it, saying, well, she only got it because of her dad and because he did Solo and everything like that. But her episode stands on its own, right?
Oh yeah, her episodes were
her
amazing.
Work. Yeah.
So Joe, did y'all just cover? Was your episode about y'all just covered up until what had came out?
Yes, and we covered everything like that. The kid, again, his name is Adam. He was putting together his own Boba Fett costume, so
very nice.
That's pretty cool.
He's a podcaster as well, or?
Yeah, he is part of Lux Group, and it was funny, guys, because I jumped on late with them. Things have been crazy as of late with work, and Lux telling him, hey, like, this guy Joe, he's really just a decent, good guy. He's not like one of the guys in the group. And I was like, oh man, that shows how little Luck knows me.
I was gonna say, clearly he hasn't hung out with you and had a beer with you before, because I have.
Oh well, me and Luck, we got together. Like, it was one of the first times that we actually got to go and hang out, and we went to Thirsty's I think the day before Christmas Eve, and
nice.
Yeah, we tied a few on.
Yeah, well, y'all right here in the hood. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
cool.
As you can see, I'm stuck in my bedroom today, but pretty soon here, I'm going to be moving, and I've gotten promise, guys. I'll be able to have my own little podcasting space.
Yeah.
Very nice, my friend. Very nice. Well, congrats on the new, soon-to-be new digs. We can't wait to see it. Obviously, Double A was also blessed with this lovely room that we have here to allow us to commit this bullshit we're doing right now,
Oh, but I mean, congrats, guys, on the 100 episodes. I mean, as you know, I am a completist fan. I'm proud to be, one of the people that I guess you can call a friend that grew from a fan. So, authentic. I mean, I didn't know you guys before, and it feels like we've known each other since freaking forever. So.
Absolutely, Joe, and we appreciate that, man. Earlier Double A mentioned, that one of the things we said was like, hey, even if we just are doing a show with one fan, we'll keep it going. And I think for a while it felt like that one fan might have just been you, man. And we appreciate that, man. And you know what, Joe? Thank you also, because I know we say that, we might be you guys, quote unquote, podfathers only of Now Watch This, because Lucky was so kind to have us on his show when he was just doing Just a Dork Dad. And getting to know him and what a great guy he was. And then out of that, you introduced us to so many cool people like Jerry D, Anthony from Tis the Podcast, and that whole group. And we've, fostered all these friendships, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we just had earlier on, Chris Rizzo, from Invincible.
The great, yes.
yeah, man. So much good stuff to look forward to. And he says he's working on something real special that involves all the potters like us. So I can't wait to see it. You know.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm growing out this mustache just for Rizzo.
Damn.
And you know
Okay.
what I'm talking about. And no, Chuck, I'm not giving mustache rides. Okay.
Okay, just about to ask. You read my mind. You read my mind. But when facial hair is on the line, double A, it's pretty serious right here.
Yeah.
You know, Joe's wife must hate that.
No, I think the less that she can see my face, the happier she probably is. So
I gotta loan you my helmet I wore earlier too. We had a
If I were-
comment. I had it on. Say someone said you never look better. I was like, yeah, they're probably true.
if I were to shave, yeah, I'd be looking for a place to stay for a little while.
Hey, my brother, you always say that we've all got the face for podcasting, and yet here we are on YouTube, and we would have Hollywood careers if otherwise. So,
Dude, I mean, just think about how cool Lucky is. He put our face on a T-shirt.
yeah,
All of us.
and more frightening is that he put his face on Ahsoka Tano, which
Yeah.
totally ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I did love his most recent TikTok though, where he kind of gives us some props and thanks too. It says, he's a supporter, but then he has this great one where he's a Santa and he's on this buff Santa body. And for a second, it looked like his face superimposing looked so good. I was like, what the hell? Like, I was like, dude, Luck is jacked under there.
Dude, he sent me a bunch of those pictures on Christmas Eve. I was like, oh my
man.
God.
Getting a drunk Christmas text from Luck was like the best. He was like, Chuck, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. He was like, I'm messed up. I'm drunk. I was like, right on, brother. I said, have a great one, man. So I know
Chuck, you're a real one if he thought of you when he was drunk.
Totally, man. Totally. Hey, Joe, we appreciate you popping by, brother. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks, Joe.
Yes. Thank
Hey,
you
let's get
guys
together
again.
for some
Thank
of
you
these
for the
weekends.
show. Congrats. And I'm just gonna hop back on Facebook. So
We appreciate that, man. Stick around. Hey, we got to do this in person soon.
oh yes, for sure.
All right,
See you,
brother.
brother.
Joe, we'll talk to you in a minute, okay?
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, man. Peace. Thank you again.
You Friday Nighters.
Guys, that was Joe of the Great Now Watch This podcast. If you haven't heard it, they watch stuff and then they talk about it. And they have watched movies that we suggested. Porky's. They've watched Zap. They've watched Renaissance Man. They've watched Kong vs. Godzilla, Mortal Kombat. They cover a lot of stuff sometimes that we're like, we're not going to cover that. If you want to hear a podcast about that, go cover that. We're not covering it for no other reason than we're like, we don't think that we have. When we talked about Mortal Kombat, we were like, should we do an episode? We're like, we don't think we have enough to say about it. Lucky and Joe do, and they do a great job of it. So please go check out the Now Watch This podcast. It is a fantastic podcast. Two great hosts, San Antonio locals like ourselves. We can't say enough about. So yeah, go check them out. Joe's great and Lucky's great. What do we got here? Double A in the way of comments. We saw the Boba Soprano earlier.
Then Chris Rizzo says, Jerry, when he was on, what's up?
What's up?
Corey says, all right, guys, y'all talking Boba Fett. So going to that note, hope y'all saw post-credit scene. Looks like we haven't seen the end of Cobb Vanth.
Yes.
And is Cad Bane dead? Sure, listening to some light beeping and seeing some faint red lights on his chest.
Great point, Corey. And as we kind of said earlier with Fennec, as we kind of mentioned earlier, Darth Maul, I thought Darth Maul was fucking dead. He got cut in half. And as someone else, I think I read somewhere said, no one in Star Wars ever dies. Star Wars is like the new comic book where like no one dies. It doesn't matter what. I mean, we've yet to see somebody come back from a fucking head cut off. You know what I mean? And people keep talking about Mace Windu. People want Mace Windu back. They're like, he didn't die.
Shit, we thought Emperor died.
Yeah, I thought the fucking Emperor was dead. And apparently the powers that be weren't creative enough to come up with another villain as bad. So we just get stuck with this asshole. But yeah, man, Cad Bane, obviously beloved. I think people really, really that were big fans of the Clone Wars.
I'm happy though with the way it ended though. Because I was like, if Boba Fett was supposed to be this big bad, then he should be the big bad that you don't want to fuck with.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And obviously the way that they talk to each other, like with us not having seen those episodes of the Clone Wars, we're like, oh, there's some history there. Yeah. He's like, I'm not a little boy anymore.
His dad too.
Yeah, and he's like, you're an old man now. Like I was like, oh shit. Like there's like it was heavy. Yeah. Like I was like, this is kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And I know me, like the same way I did with the came to the Darksaber, I went back and watched those Clone Wars episodes. So I'll probably go watch we'll go back and watch
But
some
still,
Cat
again,
Bane apps.
knowing that Boba Fett's supposed to be the badass.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it kind of went that way.
Definitely for sure.
Joe says MacGyver, which we kind of know about now.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with that?
Mhm.
Rizzo says it looked a lot better, but still a little wonky. You think Grogu made the right choice?
I definitely want to talk
he's
about
talking
the
about
choice.
the CGI.
Yeah.
He said it still looked kind of fucked up.
The Luke, right?
James in the house. He says, "Happy Friday, fellas! I'm working extra hard for y'all tonight."
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
James. We appreciate you, brother,
It was
doing your
fun
thing.
having a few of these with you.
Yes, sir.
the other day.
It certainly was, man. We missed you, kid, and keep working hard. Keep your head above.
Keep working, man.
And I think I'm going to see you this weekend. I think definitely on Super Bowl Sunday.
Cool.
So
Cool.
I'm going to try to make some nice buffalo chicken dip. It's going to be really good.
Ooh.
So we'll see you Sunday then.
Rizzo says, but was Luke dealing with in absolutes with Grogu? Kind of messed up to force a 5-year-old, 50-year-old to make a lifelong decision.
That's an
That's
interesting
why
point.
Luke is never going to be the best. And we saw what happened with his other.
We
two
see how his
kids.
academy kind of turns out. Yeah.
Corey says, I'm not interested in Netflix Daredevil or Punisher. I'm sure Feige going to reboot the characters. Maybe not.
I hope not all the way, Corey. Man, and I don't know how if you're willing to give those shows another chance, but I love those two shows.
But Marvel did work on those shows.
Right.
Okay, so I mean, it's kind of hard to say they're going to reboot something that they worked on.
Right. Yeah, they take place in the Marvel U, and they're there
before they had the Disney Plus. It was Netflix, and they adapted it for those.
Even what they did with Kingpin with Hawkeye, I mean, I didn't think that it was like a big change. It was like, Kingpin was like, maybe he appears to some people slightly stronger in this Hawkeye show where he was like,
look, Hawkeye knew how dangerous he was, so it's not like overblown.
Right. And even the actor who plays Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio, has come on and said, hey, if you go back to this episode of Daredevil, like I throw this person around the same way I did.
Come out and say
he says the same way I did Kate Bishop, but it was like a guy. I think it might be Daredevil. He was like I'm throwing him around too.
If you read the comics, it's not far fetched. No, that's Kingpin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine it like almost like not even like a sumo, but like the sumos are supposed to be super strong or whatever. You know what I mean? But like Vader, Big Van Vader, right? Like he looked like a fat guy.
Yes.
I mean, Vader would fucking crush you.
Fucked up.
He was fucking super strong, man.
And remember this too. It is a comic book.
Yeah.
So please remember that.
Now I'm thinking Big Van Vader might have made a great Kingpin.
I still like Michael Clark Duncan. That
was good. That was good too. Perfect.
Riz says Rob Pattinson's emo hair with the eye makeup. Very timely with resurgence of these music festivals.
Very nice.
Just kidding.
When we were young.
But he goes, just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't care about the dude's hair. He's supposed to be, I guess, early Batman. This is kind of like, I guess, around year one. I don't care about the eye makeup either because they all had eye makeup. It's just when he took off the mask, it wasn't
there. Yeah.
But
I always hated because I can
eyes.
Clearly see that your eyes are painted.
Ben Affleck, I just saw fucking Justice League the other day. It was on TNT. You could clearly see the fucking makeup.
Michael Keaton in Batman Returns. That was the worst part when he pulled it up, and I was like, "What? Wouldn't it be all smudged?"
I think you even see the mask too, where he doesn't have the makeup.
I'm like, avoid those tight shots if you're gonna do that. Like, because that's
hey guys, Batman wears makeup. Maybe Peacemaker is right.
You know who doesn't wear makeup? Superman. Superman does not wear makeup.
And Peacemaker.
So there's that. He might have a fake. He might have a digitally removed mustache, but that'd be the most. Oh, I did say Rob Pattinson. I like that. Joe, what's up, brother? Wow, MacGyver.
Yeah,
I felt the same way. I was like, I cannot think of a single MacGyver episode that would even make me remotely tear up. And that's what I cheer up at anything. Yeah, I cried during a Whataburger commercial one time.
Holy fuck.
Even Boy says, wow, MacGyver. Riz says, always love that cover art that Lucky does over Not Much This. Yeah, it really is funny, man. I love how Luck always puts Joe on the females too.
Yeah, I'm like, what the
I guess Luck took this time. This time he was like, I'll go ahead and be Ahsoka. Riz says,
I feel the same way as Joe, and same with you too, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Joe says, boys, one of the things I wanted to mention was how proud I was to hear all y'all on Totally Rad Christmas. It was awesome. I guess that's our Robotech
thank
episode.
You, man.
Most likely.
These guys were giving me a lesson in Robotech. I was like, wow, okay.
Hey, Jerry was into it too. He actually got into the cartoon. So
yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Too.
And for me, that was the most Robotech I'd ever watched. So that was really cool.
And Rizzo says, "Yeah, I like that they had the eye makeup. Soup's got worked in that Russian Joe, though. Don't forget."
Motherfucker. That's not canon.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
The Thundercats show. Joe says, "Yeah, man, that may be one of our finer episodes for sure. Love that. Love the Thundercats episode with Jerry D. Whatever. Back to Boba Fett.
Okay, back to Boba Fett.
So already we've had a lot of comments, kind of already about the end. So obviously, big reveal was Cad Bane, this famous bounty hunter from the Clone Wars cartoon. I think he even came out in Rebels and even the other one, more recently, the Bad Batch. From what I've heard. Yeah. And so he's iconic. And here you have Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau doing their thing again, and Robert Rodriguez too. Let's not take away from that. And they're saying, hey, let's give them the live action version of this character. And the first thing I saw about it was some guy went and tightened up the look. He was like, he should look more like this. And it was like, you're like, oh damn. Like when he shows you the side by side with the cartoon and how he would have done, I guess, the mock up of the show version. But that voice was cool.
That was.
I'd never really can't particularly pin his episodes down in the Clone Wars, and I've seen, a lot of them. I did an essential watch. There's a way you can look up and see essential episodes. For whatever reason, he didn't seem to pop out in that many of those, but definitely a cool looking character. What'd you feel about him, Double A? Cad Bane.
I liked it too. It's fine. Bounty hunters, that's a whole other level. So I was fine with it. So
and no mention really of his name either till the last episode. It's we're okay, other people might be like, who was that guy? I know when my sister, mom, dad, and girlfriend watch, they're not gonna know. They're just gonna be like, oh, that guy seems like a badass. But I knew. I was like, oh, and I even knew his name because I was like, I know that much, even though I don't know the character. I was like, oh shit, fucking Cad Bane, that's pretty badass. And bringing this guy back,
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool introduction. It's cool what he did to what's his name?
Cobb Vanth.
Cobb, yeah.
And the other guy, I kind of thought about it, like Corey mentioned earlier, is this the last of Cobb Vanth? Because he just shoots him once. The other guy, he shot a bunch of times against the wall.
A shitload of times.
It was he was trying to make a point. I was like, fuck. I was like, all right.
I liked it. It was a cool introduction. One of probably the best cool introductions in a live action. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of you kind of figure this dude's either on the same level as Boba Fett or maybe number 2. So it's kind of shit, the Pikes got someone that could maybe counter Boba Fett while they counter his game. So it's kind of okay, cool.
Yeah. So what I read briefly in the brief, what you could say research that I did is that supposedly after Django was killed, by Mace, that the next best bounty hunter was Cad Bane. So you pretty much have him as it was the number 2
until Boba rose up.
Right,
probably.
Right. Boba rose up. Yeah. So I thought that was awesome. You know what I mean? I didn't want to see Cobb Vanth in a sense die. You know what I mean? Which hopefully
no, I didn't either. I liked his character a lot.
Oh, I love Timothy Olyphant in that role. He's fantastic. I mean, Cad Bane is a cool character, I think. So I hope based on what we did see at the very, very end is that it looks like he's in Boba's bacta tank, and also the guy there that modded Fennec is there.
Yeah.
So you're thinking
so I was like,
yourself,
shit, he's gonna get some work.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. Keep him around. I mean, I dig it or whatever. I dig I want a really good look at their blasters, because when you see their blasters in the holsters, they look like old timey revolvers. Like the old West revolver. So I'm like, I want a good look at that blaster. Hans has that other end. What else do we got here?
Rizzo says, the soup comments will ruffle some feathers. It's all wrong. My dad even messaged me about it, and he doesn't even read the books. He was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Well, Rizzo, I can tell you from everything I read, that book's going nowhere. The sales are dropping fast, so no one likes it. Jack's back. He said, see, I'm saying it was heavy. Channeling my inner Doc Brown. Wait, it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Hey, Jack, where we're going, you don't need roads. I appreciate all you guys being here tonight for the big 100.
Episode 5 comes out. Everyone fucking explodes. It's pretty much a Mandalorian episode. Fennec comes out at the end, says that, we need help. Will you come with us? And he was like, he already knows Boba Fett.
How about
It's
him
like-
giving the money back? You
Yeah,
know,
he was
he's
like, it's on the house.
It's on the house.
Yeah.
You know, Mando's gonna do one on the house.
Yeah.
How about him swinging around the Darksaber? You know,
And learning more about the Darksaber. Again, if you haven't really watched the cartoon or anything, it was pretty interesting. We see the armor again, which I love. I love the armor. I got to meet her, the actress that plays her. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was cool,
You know,
right?
so I love it. That other fucking Mandalorian that all
Yeah,
of a sudden,
Vizsla.
you know,
The Vizsla family, very famous in the Clone Wars cartoons. Have you gone back? Like, what's
No.
your experience with that? Okay.
No, I've only seen a few episodes where Maul dies, where Ahsoka feels Anakin becoming Darth Vader, her and Darth Vader, you know, dueling, you know, all that. So, but not too much. Again, it's kind of hard for me to go back and kind of catch up on shit like that. I saw the Clone Wars when Lucas was involved.
Okay.
Those 3-minute episodes that he did, which were fantastic. The Samurai Jack crew, I think, did those episodes. Fantastic episodes.
Oh, I adore those.
That was about the last time though I saw it, because I saw those because he said it would lead directly to episode 3. So me and my brother were watching them from like 6 o'clock to 6:03.
Oh yeah,
you know, and you know.
They're perfect. Those are really perfect.
It did lead into episode 3, so that was cool. But then afterwards, it kind of gets really murky for me. So I heard the Clone Wars movies was bad. The movie itself, and that Ahsoka's really fucking annoying in that movie. So I didn't watch it. And then I never really bothered to watch the Clone Wars. So.
Yeah, the cartoon really does evolve and gets really
that's
tight.
what I heard.
Yeah. Jason's saying good night, Jason. We appreciate you being here for episode 100, brother. Get some rest. We'll see you next Friday. I'll make sure to bring the beer. But yeah, the cartoon really does evolve and gets a lot better, and it's really great when you can go out there and there's so many fans, and I think even Disney itself has released like these essential Ahsoka lists, essential Clone Wars watch lists. Like, you don't have to watch them all. These are the really great ones, and they're not wrong. The ones I have watched, and I've gone back to some of those lists, are really great. I watched the Mandalore saga. It 100% ties in. It's very informative in that way, and you're like, oh, like that's cool, that's what they're talking about, like that's neat. You know, but man, it was great to, you know, see Mando. It was great to see him swinging the Darksaber around, and it was cool. You know, it was neat to see him get challenged and then continue to win. But what sucked was when out of nowhere the armorer is like, have you taken your helmet off? And I was like, why is she asking him that shit? And he's like, he hesitates quick. It's still quick though. It's like, yeah, I have. She's like, oh, well, you're no longer Mandalorian. I'm like, just like that.
But like, remember, that's why what's your name? Katie Sackhoff's character, Bo-Katan. Is like, oh, you're one of them. You're the fanatical,
right? The fanatics,
sector. You know,
which I had read one time. I think I mentioned this before, was that there is a section that includes that Vizsla family in the cartoon that's called the Death Watch or whatever, but that's not them because they take their helmets off too. So there must be another sect of
and like they said, this is like the fanatical side,
right?
You know, the ones that believe every fucking word about, you know, the Mandalore legends and everything, that just will not take their fucking helmet off, nothing. So it's kind of like, damn.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. And I know a lot of people did pop too, because I know that there's a scene. The scene, and we kind of going back here to backtrack a little bit, when Boba tells, you know, the Danny Trejo character, the Rancor Wrangler, you know, like, oh, I want to ride it, you know what I mean? And he's like, I've ridden things bigger.
Yeah.
Everyone knew that was like, people that knew that was a callback to when he's riding the, I believe it is the mythosaur or whatever the big dinosaur he's riding in the old holiday episode. So that was like a direct callback to his first appearance. So that's pretty neat, you know what I mean? But the armor does talk about like, oh, that the legends say that a Mandalorian will rise up and ride the mythosaur, which is that beast that's on their emblem. That's what it's called. So that was all really like, wow, okay, that's pretty cool, you know. So there's a lot, again, there's a lot going on, you know, behind the scenes. Let me ask you something. How did you feel when like Mando had to kind of take that commercial flight? He had to check his bags.
I was like, wow, that's weird.
So I immediately felt like they build it up this way, right? Like, right. Let's go right back to like our last episode, our Cobra Kai episode, where we felt like when Tori's there, she's gonna come out. We're like, oh man, she fucking has to strip. So when Mando has to check his bags and he's like putting in his Darksaber, his blasters, I was like, oh, this motherfucker's gonna get robbed. I was like, they're gonna steal his shit. Like I was like,
I thought so too.
because it was like they focused on it.
Yeah.
So but I'm kind of liking this. If shows are smart enough to know that like they're misdirecting us because we're so used to knowing what's going to come next. I was like, when he got his bags back and everything was there, I was like, oh, okay, great. That was for no reason that they showed us that other than to give us a false anxiety. Yeah, to fuck with us. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know how anybody else felt about that, but I thought that was really cool. Rizzo says,
no, I liked it too. It's a very unusual. Even like Mandalorians have to kind of take like a plane ride.
Right. Well, because again, the direct callback to if you watch the Mandalorian, like the fucking Razor Crest got blown up.
I know it did, but it's just it's funny that even him, he had to take a plane and check his bag in, and all the weapons had to be taken off.
Yeah.
That was a fun scene, and man, it was just a really cool episode, and a callback to episode 1 with the what do you call it, the star fighter,
the Naboo Starfighter. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, shit, that's from episode 1. I was like, badass. Reconnecting with some of the people again, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping Cara Dune was gonna come back. I was really hoping for, but Allie, I know she's still on everyone's shit list.
Yeah. Well, I love seeing, Amy Sedaris again, in the role of I forget the character's name. That's what I was trying to look up real quick. Her character's name in the show. But
I was hoping she would have come out. I was hoping that Mando would have called her too. Maybe some help from the New Republic. I was hoping that, but I know Gina Carano's not everyone's favorite.
Right. Right.
Because, political views get in the way of, the acting's role.
Oh,
even
sure.
though they're good in it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But, no, it was definitely fun, like I said, too, though, to see, like, the Amy Sedaris character. Like, this is this little mechanic that has been in several episodes.
Like he keeps going into her.
She's, snarky, and she talks about, like, oh, I dated a Jawa once, blah, blah, hairy, real furry. Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck?
That's
like,
gross.
Okay, like, this is, like, a different aspect of this, so, but yeah, she's like telling Mando, like, no, like, give this ship a chance. You know what I mean? Like, we'll soup it up.
Which I was like, it's cool that he has a ship, but I was kind of like, man, this ain't like a bounty hunter ship.
Right. He has no room for bounties.
Where's he gonna? Where's he gonna put it? Yeah.
Which makes me think too. Like, is he gonna be doing many bounties? You know what I mean? Like,
I think he's gonna put that to the side for now and go back to. Well, he's got to. First off, he wants to be a Mandalore again, so.
Yes, that's like his next quest. Yeah, so let's back up a little bit to that, right? Double A. So he gets told that he's not going to be a Mandalorian anymore. But before that, before he even defends and wins with the Darksaber, he's showing the armor of the Beskar spear.
Yeah,
and then she's like, "Oh, this is dangerous."
She gets kind of mad.
Yeah. She's like, "Where'd you get this from?" And he's like, "Oh, from this person. I won it in combat again. Another win for Mando." And she says, she's like, no, it should be melted down, used for armor. That's what we are. We're like, not a weapon because it can pierce Mandalorians as a threat to us. He's like, okay, great, make it into armor. So she's like, what kind of armor do you want? What do you want? So I'm thinking, he's going to get like another piece or something. And he's like, can you make something for the foundling? He calls, he's referring to Grogu, but the foundling.
Yes.
She's like, okay, so we're all kind of wondering what it was. We don't see it.
Yeah, I was kind of like, what the hell is in that little package?
Yeah, she ties it like in a little ball.
I was like, what the fuck's in there?
It even kind of resembles, like the points of the rag.
But I was like, what fucking kind of armor does she make that it fits in that little handkerchief?
Yeah, and I remember even like kind of like, I kind of heard it. Like it kind of sounded like the way your keys kind of sound or whatever. And I was like, I didn't think like it was like a chainmail, but it was or whatever, So that's really cool, right? He goes then, to Tatooine, and he gets the ship.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm on my way. But first I got to make a stop. That's how he says it, right?
Which I was like, okay, maybe we won't see him.
Until Mandalorian season 3. Like, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh, it's going to stop right here.
Yeah.
But nope. Leave it to these guys to be like, we're just going to gratify you right now. It's like, you don't have to wait to fucking
I was really
come.
Surprised.
You can come right now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're just rolling with this now. Because, I thought of that too. After that episode, I was like, oh, there was like no Boba Fett in that episode. It's called Book of Boba Fett. What? We're like way sidetracked. And we're going to get back on track next episode. And then they're just like, nope, we're riding this bitch out.
But like I said, remember, it's a 7-hour movie. So
Right.
You know?
Right. You can sidetrack a little bit. And they certainly did in the most awesome fucking way.
Yes, it was.
Because then we go to an undisclosed planet, right? Double A.
Yeah, I don't think they mentioned it at all.
Mando lands.
Yeah.
And we see something being built. And we see R2.
What, R2? I was like, holy shit, it's R2.
Yeah. So then we know right away, we're like, oh, well, where R2 goes, Luke cannot be far behind. Yeah. And obviously Grogu with Luke now. And so we kind of want this reunion really bad.
But we see the temple being built too. That's what's pretty fucking cool too.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I was like, and by the way, I thought when the temple got built, it was like Luke using the Force to build it. He's got a bunch of these worker robots out there.
Doesn't have time for that.
Okay, doesn't have time for that. Yeah, especially now with Grogu.
Especially now.
So then you get to see, you have this moment.
It was awesome. We're seeing Luke again to prime Luke Skywalker. So.
Yeah. With Grogu, hanging out, training, practicing. I love this scene with the frogs.
Yeah.
And Grogu's like, okay, whatever, I want a snack. And then he's like, let me show you what you can do if you reach your potential. Like in that moment, I'm like, this is Luke being a good teacher. He's creating a scenario where he's like, you're motivated by the food. Look at what I can do. Learn from me how you can do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You don't need one frog. You can get all the frogs, And I was like, okay, this is without saying a lot, this is a good, moment for Luke as a teacher. Shortly after, Mando's waiting around trying to go see him, can't find a way, and it's like, who do we get back?
Ahsoka.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is like the No Way Home of Star Wars. Yeah. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
If you would have asked me at the beginning of Book of Boba Fett, was I going to see Luke? Was I going to see Grogu, Mando, Ahsoka? No. I would have said no.
No.
Fuck no. So I was extremely like I said, jaw on the floor. I was like,
and it was just cool
such
too
fan service
when we get the Ahsoka Luke scene, because it's kind of like, oh wow,
yes,
like I bet she fills him in with so much information about Anakin that he wanted to know.
I mean, here's his Padawan with his son. Who in a sense maybe you could say like would destroyed him. You know what I mean, but ended Darth Vader and brought Anakin back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing, that whole thing. And then we end this episode with which got brought up earlier, whatever, was the choice.
Yeah.
Which
I was kind of like, man, I don't know if he should have even done that. I mean,
yeah. So Luke's been saying throughout that, excuse me, that he's telling even Ahsoka, he's like, he's very attached to the Mandalorian. Like he thinks about him a lot, and and like obviously Mando thinks about him. And Ahsoka tells him, she's like, if you go see him, it's gonna make things worse. Yeah. Which I knew was gonna happen. I was like, I want this reunion. You're not gonna give it to me right now. Like I was like, damn it. I just wanted him to give it to him and like them like have a moment and him say like,
because it's even cool. There's like a part where he's like, that they what does she say about the Jedi? She says that they.
Something about attachments right?
are not good, which he's like, wow, that's like the opposite of our creed. It's like
which is like loyalty is valued or whatever.
Solidarity,
Again, this is another thing, Double A, that like I said earlier, where I was almost like, man, am I maybe like anti-Jedi now? Because I'm like, I kind of like this Mandalorian creed. Like it's pretty cool.
I think that's why the Jedi Order failed. What I like in the comics, it's a complete opposite of what happens here in the movies. In the comics, Luke kind of lets down a lot of those rules.
Yeah.
Where you can marry.
Yes.
You can have attachments.
Yeah.
And the Jedi Order flourishes.
He's with that Mara Jade, right? Yeah.
Which they completely abandoned in these movies, where it's just he still keeps with the fucking Jedi ways.
Yeah.
Which even Yoda tells him in The Last Jedi are just all bullshit.
Yeah, I hate to say it too, but it's like a lot of the stuff like Dooku said in like Attack of the Clones was right, where he's like, the dogmatic views. Yeah. You're like, damn, they were pretty like set in their fucking ways.
And unfortunately, the only one that was able to kind of stay strong with the Force was Obi-Wan. He was like the only one, but other than that, I mean, it's kind of a terrible order, honestly.
Yeah. Again, because when let's kind of say it
young,
right. And there are parallels between, I guess you could say, like the Jedi Order and like, the Catholic priesthood or whatever.
Yes.
It's like, you don't form these attachments, yet what happens? You end up longing for that or whatever, because that happened to Anakin and it turned him evil.
Yeah.
And then like, if you watch the Mandalore saga and the Clone Wars, it's like, obviously Obi-Wan had, feelings of like love for that
Yes.
Bo-Katan's sister, the Duchess Satine, and so you're like, that's why Anakin is like, oh, like, did you love her? Like, tell me about it. And he's like, no, it's not like that, or whatever, because he's like, I'm under this. We're not allowed to feel that way, whatever. But and Anakin's curious because he's like, well, I'm fucking already secretly married.
He kind of wants to almost hear like Obi-Wan say, yeah, I did.
Right.
So he probably would feel okay about it.
Yeah. Well, because you're forcing yourself to deny those feelings all this time. But yeah, so it's interesting when Luke poses this choice. He's like, you can go be with your friend, the Mandalorian, if you take the armor.
Man, you can't just let him have the armor. I'm like, at least I will protect him from the training.
Yeah, and that's when we see it, right? He opens it, and we see the little armor, and we're all like, that's cool, Beskar, like chainmail. Yeah. He goes, and it's not just. At first my thought was, I was like, oh, he made him a lightsaber, but nope, he's like, this lightsaber belonged to a great master Yoda. It's like Yoda's fucking lightsaber. You're like, shit. But a good point I read was that somebody was like, while that means a lot to us, it doesn't mean anything to Grogu. Like, he doesn't know that. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, I mean, maybe it should, because they say he was trained a little bit by Yoda.
Okay.
But he blocked out those memories.
Right. Yeah, that's another great scene, right? His flashbacks.
That's terrible. Yeah.
When Luke is
I thought they were going to show
remember.
Anakin. I thought they were going to show him marching on the temple.
Oh man, that would have been
shit.
That would have been fucking insane to see that. Yeah. I did hear online some people were saying they could kind of like, there's like other written stuff or whatever, who those Jedis were that he saw getting shot down, you know, Order 66. So but again, it's just a great moment to kind of tie everything together, you know what I mean? So I loved it. It's awesome.
I mean, we kind of had a feeling that he was gonna, go with the chainmail, but we didn't think it was gonna be the next episode. We thought it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna get that till again, Mandalorians, and this is what a great job this show is doing, right? It keeps thinking it's like, oh, this is set up. This is set up. And
I thought that was gonna be the last time we see Luke and Grogu. Well, it is for Luke, but I was like, oh, okay,
right. But we're left right with this, like if people have been saying the choice, right? Yeah. Like for a week, we had this great conversation of like, what do you think Grogu's going to choose? What do you think Grogu's going to choose? Like, I was even talking to my nephew about it, my sister about it, whatever. And my nephew was the only one in my house that was like, and I was on the fence. I was like, I don't know. But my nephew was like, he's gonna take the armor. He's like, no, he's gonna be with Mando. But like my sister, she was like, no, he's gonna take lightsaber. He's gonna train. I think like my dad said the same thing. He's like, no, he's gonna go with the lightsaber. I'm pretty sure my mom and girlfriend probably felt the same way. And I was like, really? Okay, yeah, because it did seem like the path that made the most sense. But here you go, where it's like, well, Grogu, I guess, followed his heart, you could say, and was like, no, I'm gonna go, which we find out in the last episode, right? Double A, episode, chapter 7, Book of Boba Fett. Obviously, Boba Fett's got to come back into play, and man, I thought it was great. The episode is like, I wanted to fast forward real quick to you, but like we get to this point where it's like, Mando and Boba are holding down the fort. They're in this very Butch and Sundance style shootout, right? Where I was like, are they gonna kill one of them? Because there's like no way out.
Now, see, I never thought they were gonna die. I was like, they're gonna take out a shitload of people.
Yeah,
I already knew that. Once you get Boba Fett to action, I was like, you're gonna see what the whole shit about Boba Fett is. He's not going to be easily defeated.
No, yeah.
So it was kind of like, okay, here we go. And sure enough, we saw it. We saw him take out a shitload of people before they got really into trouble.
Right. I love when he like finally fires that big rocket. Obviously, he's fired it a couple times, I think, since we've kind of resurged.
But I was like, this is going to be the Boba Fett that everybody wants.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was. So.
It definitely was, man. And it definitely was really great to have him side by side with Mando fighting, and they obviously look cool.
I like how he tells him too, because like Mando's kind of telling him like the whole creed and everything. He's like, you really believe that Bata Father? That pretty much that bullshit. You really do believe that bullshit that Mandalorian stands for?
Yeah, which to Mando's like, I do.
Because I guess for Jango, I think he did leave, right? I don't think he was Mandalorian anymore, right? I think he was just like a freelance bounty hunter
pretty
at
much,
that point, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much like he took the skills he'd learned and was like, I'm going to go do
it. But he was like, this whole fucking shit's bullshit. This whole, this is a way crap,
Exactly. Yeah, so that was
But it
very
was a cool
interesting.
scene. We get the all-out war that it's been building up to, the Pikes against Boba Fett, against Mando, Fennec, his other guys, and it was a badass, really action-filled episode. Uh, they take out a lot of the fucking Pikes. Then we get the duel with him and Cad. That we're like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah,
We're gonna see who the badass really is.
exactly.
And it looks like he's getting the best of Boba Fett until like Boba Fett just kind of like lets him have it. Man.
Yeah, and he goes off with that.
He goes off
the
big time.
Jaffe stick again. He kind of gets back to that, Well, because we get this big reveal where like previously Mando had thought that like the Tuscans that were his tribe got killed by this biker gang.
Group. Yeah, and
and then it was like no, it was the Pikes all along, and it was like him once again. A very Wolverine-ish moment where it's like he's trying to help these people, but by doing so he brings down this like unfortunate end to them or whatever. It reminds me of that classic X-Men 90s episode.
Vengeance.
Yes,
with the Eskimos.
With the Eskimos, yeah. And he's like, I wanted to be number one Wolverine, and he's like, Sabretooth comes and starts fucking them up. You're like, oh man, it's no good right here.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
It's like what he says. He's like, "There's no peace for me."
Yeah,
here.
That's right. Way up in fucking Alaska. So, damn man, such a gratifying end.
Yeah, it was. I
thought it was so cool. What do we get? That scene at the end, Mando and Grogu. Grogu, of course.
Yeah.
In the little dome,
the fucking team's back together.
Yeah, he shows him a couple times, and he's got the armor on, and then he uses the Force a couple times to help them out big time.
Yeah, he did.
Fucking Boba rides the fucking Rancor, and also Mando rides the fucking Rancor. We're like, wow, like what the fuck, like
Fennec. Yeah, she kicked a lot of ass.
That scene at the end with her when she gets to the Pikes, that was fucking.
I fucking loved
that.
It.
Was Braveheart when he fucking is like, oh y'all fuck me over, I got y'all. Fennec was like, that for me was like.
I loved how she killed the bear.
Yep.
That sorry ass.
That choke
bear.
that fucking hung that motherfucker. She fucking shoots them other bitches. I was like, dude, Fennec was like, nah, I got you. I'm gonna take care of y'all. I was like, dude, that scene AA, I was like,
I fucking loved it.
You're in my heart, girl.
That's
like,
what I said. I'm going to Dallas. I'll fucking be there.
Dude, I will be right there with you. Let me tell you, AA, her Twitter has been so great because like I'm sure she doesn't see the finished episode until long after she's been filming.
Yeah.
She's been the primary one, been like, oh man, episode 6, oh the finale. Like she's got these great posts, Ming Na Wen, right?
Yes.
Ming Na Wen. She has been awesome. Like she is like the ultimate super hot Star Wars fan, geeked about it, a show that she's in, you know what I mean? It's so much fun. And when you look at it as a whole, again, I think when people rewatch this thing as a whole, it's going to go a lot faster, and they're going to feel like, oh, like what we thought was dragging or slow was really a great build-up to a great climax.
Just like, damn.
Yeah. I absolutely loved it. Book of Boba Fett is up there for me.
It's interesting though, because what I started thinking though was like, okay, he wanted everything, but by Rise of Force Awakens, that's what he looks like. It's shitty again. So I was kind of like, man, it kind of sucks that they. I don't think it. I mean, I know it's like years and years later. Obviously, Luke's old. Mm-hmm. Here, it's like just about a little after Return of the Jedi. And I know Force Awakens is like long way from now, but I was kind of like, shit. Okay, well. I don't know. Maybe Boba Fett held it down for a little bit, but probably goes back to shit again.
What's interesting to me is that at after the war and they're walking in the streets again, now he's kind of caught the respect or whatever. It's him and Fennec, and he's like, "We're not made for this life." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I know.
Are you talking about going back to like bounty hunting or adventuring or whatever?
Man, I was kind of pissed off with that line too because I was kind of like. Like this is what you wanted. This is like the whole thing that you wanted. I was kind of like, what the fuck?
Like you're gonna decide now not to want to do it anymore, like after you lost people and went through all this shit or whatever. Because those mods, a lot of them got whacked. It was just like the last 2, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, but
I think it's gonna be good. I think he's gonna hold down the fort for how long he is gonna do.
Yeah.
The name Boba Fett does hold a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So it should,
obviously too, like those Hutt twins are still out there or whatever, Black Chrysanthemum is still like doing good. So, I mean, man, like I said, it was very gratifying
you
to
know
me.
what? We'll probably see more Mandalorian in season 3.
I
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure we're gonna see more.
It's not the last of Boba Fett
No.
for sure. And
No.
here's the cool thing about it is, like, you know, earlier we had, you know, some comments like from Rizzo mentioning like, oh, the guy looked older, blah blah. It's like, keep him in the helmet more, and you can cast anyone in that. Just
But
get
you
the
know
guy
what?
to do the voice.
He actually did look a lot better though than what he did in Mandalorian. I think he did lose weight. I think he lost a shitload of weight
Yeah.
because he looked good again. He didn't
Right.
look like Attack of the Clones, but I mean, he looked good again.
Right.
He looked fit again. So.
It's one thing to be like, oh, we want to get the actor back and keep the true to this, but you also got to get him to be like, okay, you got to get. In
Well,
shape
I'm sure he never thought like, oh, you're gonna bring me back.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
God. Not
Oh,
only that,
wow,
Can you
okay.
imagine when they told him, hey, we're gonna do a whole series and you're gonna be
Yeah, I
Boba
mean,
Fett? I would have
what
been
the
like, what the fuck? Yeah, awesome. You know?
Like,
So-
okay. I mean, I've only played Django, but okay.
Yeah, totally amazing, man. Again, like I said, I just can't say enough how much I loved it. I'll go back and rewatch it
I
time
loved
and
it
time
too.
again.
I'm just a huge Star Wars geek. I
Mhm.
love the Star Wars stuff. I this too was just like a great corner of the universe. I never thought I wanted to see. And
Me neither.
It is.
Me
you know,
neither.
so-
I never would have thought I cared a shit about, you know, bounty hunters or Mandalorians or anything like that. And now
Yeah.
I'm like I said earlier, I'm the biggest mark for all of it.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm ready for more.
Testament to the writing, testament to the people creating
Big
it
time.
behind it. They're like, we're
Big
making
time.
you interested in
Yes.
this. So.
Yes.
Shit, double A. I don't know if I have anything else.
No, I really enjoyed it. Check it out. It's only 7 episodes. The last 3, you'll really get into. You know, those probably some of the best Star Wars stuff you'll ever see. So.
Yeah, and like I said, I sinned and I cheated, but I wanted my family so much to see the in a sense the continuation of
Yeah.
the Mandalorian, and you could essentially show the episodes out
You
of
can.
order, and it'll
You
still
can.
work.
Yeah.
It still works. You
Yeah.
could tell the story 2 different ways if you
Yeah.
want, which is amazing.
You can watch the first 4 and then watch where Finnick and Boba come out
Mhm.
in Mandalorian, and then you can watch it almost right after.
Exactly,
That
and you
part.
get that continuation,
Yeah.
and then you could watch the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, like you
So-
said. So that's an interesting aspect of a show, right?
Right.
Imagine being able to have the
Yeah.
ability to watch it out of
Yeah.
order. You can if you want. But yeah, it gets everything for me. All the kudos, all the rewatchability, all the if it was on a DVD or Blu-ray somewhere,
Oh man,
I would buy it.
I hope one day it does because I will get it
I would put the Book of Boba Fett in an actual book and sell it that way.
Right.
That'd be pretty cool.
with the Mandalorian sign or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Shit, double A. If we don't have anything else we want to say? 100 episodes later.
Yeah, thank you again for helping us along the way. Like again, for all the people that have worked with us or became friends with us. I mean, we've met so many people through this podcast. I mean, it's crazy. We've
We
become
really
part
have.
of the community because of this podcast.
Yeah.
Me and Sam never thought that there was any kind of web or community like this, and we got attached to it pretty good. So
Yeah.
I mean, we entered a whole new world when we did this, not even thinking that we would, So I mean, it's just amazing.
Like we said, in a small way, we've kind of fathered a podcast in a way.
And that's crazy too.
That's
to even
funny,
think
yeah.
about that,
And, we had some young podcasters reach out to us recently. They're just starting out. I think they're on their maybe like 4th or 5th episode that they had wanted to come on a while back and talk Spider-Man. They hadn't really got their show going yet, but now it's going. We definitely want to bring them on to say hello. There were a lot more people that I think wanted to come on and say hello. Like I said, like Untamable Amy, Jess, Foxy Roxy, John, Sean, who came on for our one of our episodes where we talked wrestling for him and Joe.
It's probably me and George.
Yeah. So there were definitely some people that we wanted to get on to hopefully pop in. But again, we're trying to cover a subject and have that. We could do a whole show where people just come on and pop in and talk. And maybe we will one day do that. That'd be neat to do too.
Yeah, here's to episode 100.
Episode 100, brother. Guys, something that we didn't probably say in the very first one, but we kind of learned and started to say later on in every episode. And again, I just told Double A, I just watched Endgame last weekend. Whenever you have like 3 hours specifically to kill, you're like, I'll put on this. But we get from Dead Poet Society, a great movie that Double A loves and that I like a lot too, especially this message and especially Robin Williams. But that's to seize the day, right?
Make your mark.
Yeah.
Make your note, your music note in the world.
100 episodes ago, that's what we did. We were like, let's just do it. And we sat here in this room and we went over a bazillion titles and we couldn't figure one out. And we were trying to find one that was known. And Double A just said, why don't we just call it Just Another Friday Night? Like the Marv comic book, Just Another Saturday Night from Sin City, and I was like, sounds good to me. That sounds actually pretty awesome, you know. So we went with that, and then now here we are. You know, we got T-shirts made and so much other shit. People made shirts for us and posters, and we're like, wow, that's fucking really cool, you know. And you know, guys like Mario Delgado that were there for us. You know, Gabe, you know, who came on our show, talked about pressing comic books. That was so cool. I mean, there's just like so much stuff.
Joe, Jerry.
Yeah, man, all those guys. You know what I mean, like, you know, Amy, Jess, Albert, Jack, Boy, you know, all
John.
great guests that have come on. You know, yeah, John, for sure. You know, it's been fun, and I don't think we plan on stopping.
No.
Yeah, so we're just like we're at 100, but we're ready to go to 101, man, and we're ready to go. You know, like I said in the write up, let's do 100 more. You know, let's just see how we feel at 200. You know, so would love to do live show somewhere. Would love to do a show with an audience somewhere where we're doing this part and you're there. We can ask you the questions, or you can ask us the questions. You know, we want to thank all the Friday Nighters and all the Friday Night faithful. We want to remind them, like we said, what we started saying so many episodes ago, which is, you know, from the Dead Poet Society. Robin Williams, go watch it if you haven't seen it, but seize the day. Make the day today your day when you make a podcast, make a show, make a song, make, you know, create something, you know, like Rizzo drawing a group, you know, you can do it too, man. Seize the day. And the other thing, more recent and maybe more relevant, but you know, when Caps does an end game, you know, when they decide to go on the time heist, they know that they can make it happen, and he gives that great speech. And he says, you know, no making mistakes, no second chances. You know, we got to do it this right now, whatever it takes. And of course, you know, Tony and Ant-Man joke. They're like, man, he's really good at this. Right. And I just watched it last week, and I was like, damn, that speech really is fucking good. Like, I take for granted that we say that at the end of every show, but man, we couldn't have chosen anything better. You know, and it goes hand in hand with seize the day and do whatever it takes from Cap, guys. So for myself, CM Chuck, 100 episodes later, this is just another Friday night. And the man across from me,
Double A.
Adamantium Adam, guys. It's been great sitting and chatting with you. Book of Boba Fett. On this episode, we're calling Book of Just Another Friday Night. I'm CM Chuck.
I'm Double A.
We'll see you guys next week for another episode. 101, Double A.
101.
Let's get it done, brother. All right, guys. You have a good night. Safe weekend. Enjoy.
Happy Valentine's.